evening and welcome to episode 78 of the No Filter Podcast. My name is Taj LaRock, aka Mr. No Filter.
What's going on, everybody? This is A1, aka Mr. Waistline, aka Mr. Boogie. Just want to say what's going on.
Hi, it's Homegirl Lou, aka Mrs. No Filter. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
What's up, everybody? We got Geronimo in the house.
Geronimo. What's good? What's good?
Chilling,
So
man,
how's everybody doing tonight?
Wonderful. Chilling. Tired.
Tired? What's going on?
Been a busy week, man. Been up in that office all week. Well,
They
not
got
all
you
week,
back
but
in
the
the
last
office now?
3 days. Well, nah, but they have some stuff to do. So it's been like 3 days this week. It's been beating me up. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, just trying to take care of business on the side. So it's been keeping me, been a little bit of a busy week. Yeah.
Hopefully it gets better.
This interview in July.
You did Geronimo. How was your week?
Sorry, Lou, I hit your button by accident.
I can't check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Sure.
Yeah. It was a cold week, bro. Cold as fuck.
Facts.
But outside of that, it's been good, man. It slowed down a little bit. I got to take a break, you know what I mean, and just catch myself from being tired. So, no complaints on my side, bro. I had a good week. Absolutely.
So you prefer the cold weather versus the hot weather?
I do prefer the cold weather, but this 30 shit is for the birds, though. You get down in the 30s, I ain't fucking with you no more. But yeah, I mean, I like it colder. I prefer to be cold than to sweat. I don't like sweating, bro. Unless I'm in a fet dancing and jamming, I ain't with the sweating thing.
Now, with your profession, right, how does it work as far as the pain is concerned?
I'm sorry, say that again?
With your profession, how does it work with the paint?
No, well, the boots are they're temperature control. I can control what temperature it is, so it don't really affect what I do because I can make it hot in the cold. Like, you know what I mean. The only thing I can't do is make it cold when it's hot. So, but I could at least get to a minimum of 70 degrees in the heat. So it's not so bad. But the paint works better with the heat.
That's what's up.
Yep. So
That sucks.
what's up?
Summertime, it works better with the heat because summertime you fucked.
Well, not really because yeah, because I'm gonna sweat my ass off. But as far as the paint is concerned, it's good for the paint. Faster work, I get more work done.
When it's cold or when it's hot?
When it's hot,
Okay.
everything dries faster. So
That works.
we had homegirl Lou in already.
Yeah, look.
I'm here. I'm kind of getting ready to head up on the road, of course. But
Okay.
as far as my week goes, my week is pretty. I don't know, y'all. I've just been working same old, of course, but mentally exhausted and annoyed and Super Bowl's this weekend. Yay. I mean, it's just a clusterfuck of emotions going on over here. But aside from that, I guess my week was like, that's all I got.
Okay.
New hairdo, by the way, but you'll see it later.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That don't sound good though. Be honest, you sound like you have some real rough shit going on.
Not like it's not crazy, but like, I don't know. I just don't I don't know. But I'll be alright, as always.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, my week was pretty crazy. Basically, I deal with the mortgage industry, so everyone's trying to take advantage of the rates before the rates start kicking back up. So we just been getting bombarded. A lot of new policies, so regulations have changed. So we kind of got to just adjust to that. and just more pressure because my location is actually a new site for the state of Florida. So they're looking at us, you know, not saying that we're going to lose our seat as far as a location is concerned, but, you know, in order for us to compete. So with that being said, there's a lot of testing that we got to take as far as getting more state licenses. So took another 10. So hopefully by the end of next week, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, more states will come in. So this testing, you know, that's really where it comes down to.
That don't sound like fun either. It was a rough week. Geronimo was cold. Lou got shit going on. I don't know. Damn.
You know, it can't be peaches every day, every week, you know?
Sure the fuck can't.
Not peaches, at least cream.
But
Well,
you know what? That's something I want to talk about one day, though. Is that, you know, when you meet people out, everything's all good and well, but what's really going on, right? Like, why people don't just be honest? I know people don't want to, they say like people don't care, you know what I'm saying? But you won't know unless you say something. And I brought this up because been an issue like with suicide and shit like that.
Yeah.
And you know, like I'm saying, like people always say, well, oh, nobody didn't reach out, but yo, you got a mouth too, you know what I'm saying? You could, you know, somebody that you may not trust might open up to you, but then and you might be looking for it from someone else. Well, just, I mean, go to that someone else. Well, I mean, I'm not saying whether it's suicide, but whatever it is, if you just need to talk, like, I mean, there's people out there you can talk to, you know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, we did an episode on suicide and depression before. And, you know, we giving information. You don't want to talk to us, talk to somebody. But, you know, like every time people see you, good morning. What if I've answered like, what the fuck so good with this morning? Or no, it's not. Every morning ain't a good one. I mean, I guess you know you're glad you woke up and you're alive, but nah, I mean, I don't think people are ready to handle that though, Geronimo.
Yeah, but I also think caring is lacking in our society nowadays,
That is a
right?
fact.
That's why people are afraid, because they think that nobody cares, you know?
That is a fact.
And I think that, you know, it's each one teach one. It starts with one, right? And you know, I'm making the effort to, like, I'm gonna put myself out there more and like
That's
try
what's
to
up.
get, you know, try to reach out to people more, because I'm like, fuck, man, you hear the day gone tomorrow and you never know who it is. So, you know, like I said, I'm gonna do my part. At least I'm gonna try.
Yep.
That's all
I
you
think-
can do.
I think what's missing is it's the C word, compassion.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think people just stopped having compassion overall nowadays. You know?
Do you think that's based off of a generation change or just how society has created people?
Social change, man. Generation with that.
Yeah, I think everything, you know, like we live in a disposable society. So what had, you know, like a person will drive down the street and see a lady walking with a stroller and will splash her with the puddle because they're late for work. Instead of saying, hey, let me get out the way, you know, stuff like that. So it's little thing. I just think society overall has just started, everything's like this. Everybody's so caught up. You know, you walking through Walmart, right? And everybody's like this. You bumping into them. They can care less whether they bump into you. They busy staring at their phone. You know, the people just don't take the time to think about anybody else no more on a whole.
And the funny thing about that is that, so what created it, right? Well, part of what created it is crime. People were so afraid of what might happen by a stranger that they just eliminate all strangers, period. And if they don't know you, they don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? To the point where now crime is not a thing like that anymore. Not what it used to be. It's there, but it's not what it used to be. And people aren't necessarily that way anymore, especially the older crowd, but yet you respond to people the same way. They never change with society. You know what I mean?
So, it's
That's an
interesting.
interesting thing that I thought about.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting that you just said that because, I mean, if you look at society today, you know, if you see someone get in a confrontation, whether it's a fight or just verbal, people are more receptive to actually stepping in and be like, yo, chill out, cool off. Now you got it where people just grab their cell phones and start recording. You know, it's almost like it's encouraged. So, I mean, we got to do better as a society. I mean, you know, if you see somebody doing something, step in. I mean, at your own risk, you know, like not saying be a Kappa Saber hole or anything, but definitely play a role as far as making a change.
But that's part of the problem, right? Because if you step in, you might get knocked out. So a lot of people stay out of the way. Yeah. So you know what I mean? But like I said, it starts one person at a time, man, you know? And I don't want to be the pot calling the kettle black. So that's why I said I'll put myself out there and let y'all know, like, that's the effort that I'm making.
That's what's up. I'll definitely check
because
up.
I'm an antisocial motherfucker. Not really. I won't. You know what? I take that back. I won't say that I'm antisocial. I'm socially awkward. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people. You gotta. Once you get to know me, it's all good. But initially, you're gonna be like, I don't know about this dude. So,
You know, I don't think you're as socially awkward as you think. I think a lot of it is just, you know, you're in your head, you don't feel comfortable. But when you're around, a lot of times people can't tell.
well, that's all it needs to be is in your head.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you're awkward. That means you're awkward only to yourself, but to everybody else, they're like, no, Geronimo's chilling. Geronimo, people be like, yo, Geronimo, the conversation's great. And how many times I've heard that after we sat and talked, the conversation's great. Geronimo be really saying what he be letting it fly. He be saying what he got to say.
And that's in a comfortable environment like we are now. You know what I mean? But I mean, you've seen it for yourself. In a social environment with a bunch of people that I don't know, you'll be lucky if you hear a peep out of me. Why? Conversation is just not my thing. But I have to learn. Right?
I was looking at your name, brother, and right now they got you. Your thing says Geronimo.
Oh yeah.
You're missing an M.
Let me see if I can change that. Anyway, I didn't mean to change the topic of the show.
No. I mean, these are things that we should be talking about, you know. We have a platform to use, and you know, the goal is to educate people, hold people accountable. You know, we like to have fun, we like to wild out, but at the end of the day, it's about growing. And if we're not pushing each other and pushing those who listen, you know, what are we really doing?
All right, I think I got it. Yep, but I agree with you on. Totally. Actually, sorry. Go ahead, Lou.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm about to get on the road. Anybody want to take a shot real quick?
I was about to do the same thing. That's what I was getting at.
So I'm not taking any shots tonight. I'm being good.
Oh.
That's an IP.
That's all right. I'll double mine.
Oh.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Yay!
1 second. Hold on. Un momento. This is all I got left, just to let you know.
Whatever, man. Let's do it.
This is two Thursdays. This is ridiculous. Almost.
That's probably why I need the break. Because I felt like Geronimo last Friday. I was like, man, the hell with this.
Bro, these Fridays ain't no punk,
All right.
yo.
What we shot into?
The life, yo. We here. You know
A better
what I mean?
week
And we got people. You know what I'm gonna shout to? I'm gonna shout to this fucking show still being here because we got fucking TMI in here. I don't know when was the last time we seen her, right? And you know, back in the days from the station up till now, we still here, and I could appreciate the fuck out of that. So I'll cheers to that. And Lou's gone.
Right here.
There she is.
All right, ready?
All right.
Yes.
Boom.
Shots.
That iced tea was hard on me, boy.
All right, let's do this shit.
We're going to definitely give a shout out to Miss Becky, SYL, Lucian, Captain Daniel.
My sibling.
You really said SYL?
Yeah, I did.
Ah.
And everybody that's listening on YouTube, you know, we definitely want to say thank you guys for listening in.
No
Yes.
doubt. What's up, CAPTAIN?
So, I already typed in the topic, so whenever you're ready, fire away.
Hold on, but I just big shout out to Auntie Athene because she, bro, religiously every Thursday, she's here from beginning to the end. So big up to you for that. I appreciate
She ain't
it.
playing every week. She there.
She'll be messaging us, but won't say nothing on the mic.
It's all good.
My bad.
All that. That's all
She
good.
listening though.
Yeah, that's
One of
all
these
good.
days you walk up and you're sitting there having a conversation. We're like, you know, remember on that in January when y'all were talking about so here's what I think. And then you gonna get it.
All right. So
Who snuck around the corner like?
Didn't hear the beginning. I was just like, huh? And then I forgot I had myself on mute too. So I'm sorry.
Y'all ready to roll with these topics?
yes,
No
sir.
doubt. Let's do it.
So I really feel like this is gonna be interesting. At what age should you cut your kids off financially? TMI. When you tell them fuckers don't, I'm done with you.
Honestly, I feel like you actually probably never do. I mean, I have grown kids and I have little kids. My grown kids are actually doing better than I am in some aspects. But if they needed something, I wouldn't hesitate to give it to them if I had it. I raised them to be pretty self-sufficient. So they do their thing. They travel, they make money, they bank their money. They don't ask me for anything. But if they did and I had it, they got it.
So there's no age, like as long as they need it. There's no
Long as they
cutoff.
need it.
It's not like, yo, I gave you 1,000 this time, I gave you 5,000, I gave you 10. You still keep fucking the money up. I can't help you no more.
Now that might be a little different.
So the stipulations with that.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't see myself supporting any of my kids unless something happened to them. They were disabled, you know what I'm saying? They lost a job, some catastrophe.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But for them to just be irresponsible and constantly like hitting me up for money, that wouldn't fly. That wouldn't fly.
I got you.
Makes sense.
Mr. No Filter, you're a parent as well. What are your thoughts?
I'm actually the same. Like for me, as long as you're working and trying, I got you. Like, I mean, you're gonna have to. You're not gonna be coming to get. I'm not gonna be giving you gas money at 25. Like you need to be doing something with yourself. Never to cut them off completely financially though. Like not that. I mean, if you need something, I got you. If I can do it, but at the same time, it's not gonna be like no bullshit. Don't tell me you live. You just don't like. You're not doing anything for yourself. Like you living completely off of me. At 25, at 30, it's like, what are you doing? Where did I fail? But I mean, to say like forever, like, nah. If my son is 32 years old and his car breaks down, he don't have the money for it. I'm giving him that if I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If my daughter's about to buy a house and she don't have enough money for the down payment and I do, here you go, you can have it. You know what I'm saying? If you got a job and you want to go to Hawaii, well, then you better save that motherfucking money up. I'll give you some as part of it for your birthday, but you gotta be on top of your own shit.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting because my mom, I had a conversation with my mom not long ago. This is probably like a year ago. And we were talking, there's 5 of us and we're all adults. And I mean, my siblings, you would, they're married and everything, but you would swear that they didn't have a life. Not saying they're not grown, but they still come to my mom for stuff, And it's interesting you said about the house situation because, one of my siblings was actually buying a house and she didn't have enough money to put down. My mom stepped in and gave her the money and, worked out the details later on. But, I told my mom, I was like, your job as a parent will never end. And she said what she said. I started laughing. But I mean, just looking at how she handles my siblings. And I think at the end of the day, there's just a fine line of enabling your child versus actually helping them.
Fuck
Exactly.
it won't. The never end. What? I'm sorry.
You're fine, bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Finish what you're saying.
No, I'm done.
I spoke out of turn. Let's just all thank whatever you believe in, whether it be God, the universe, Allah, Buddha, whoever, that I ain't got kids, bro. Because I'm not with the shit. Like, now it's not an easy answer either, right? I'm not saying that I'm gonna cut them off, because how you raise them has a lot to do with whether you're gonna still be paying for them when they're on their own, right? So you can only do the best job to make them aware, make them fiscally responsible through their childhood into adulthood, and hopefully it pays off. But Um, in a dire situation for my kid, I would say yes, I would help him out. But I'm gonna give them the mentality that I want.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Because if you give them, if they have that idea that mommy or daddy's always gonna be there for me, they may not try as hard. And I need you to do everything you need to do and make me your last resort. Because one thing, if anything, my kid will learn is that my money is mine, not yours. You understand me? Your when you making money, that's gonna be your money. But my everything that you have and everything that I give you, that's my money and I'm giving to you as a parent to my kid. But when you become old enough to take care of yourself, you're on your own and my money is mine, not yours. Make your own money, right? And that's the mentality I want them to have. Now, if you did everything that you can and everything that I taught you and it still doesn't work out, then I'm going to see you struggle and I will help you out. And hoping that the things that I've instilled in them from young resonates with them and they, you know what I mean? Things happen, things don't work out, but I will be able to judge based on you, just like how I judge anybody else. And if I know that you're a responsible person, you're good with money, and just shit, just you just roll, you know, a bad, bad dice, then yeah, I'll step in. I'm never gonna make leave you make my kid homeless or but simple shit and calling me for superficial shit, that's not gonna happen. Not you wouldn't even call me, believe me.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that.
So Blue Barbie, she just made a valid point. She said, what she said, she said, I need you to have a damn, well, hold on, what happened? I done missed the whole thing. I need you to have a damn dream.
I need you to have a damn child. I want you
Child.
to be a
Oh,
damn
I need you to have a
auntie.
damn child. Oh, I was like, my,
Good luck with
my,
that. Good luck with that.
I was trying to give it a benefit of doubt.
Yeah.
I knew what she was saying.
She been talking to my dad or something. I don't know.
uh, but
Bro, I'm 43 years old. Ain't no kids being made right now. The
a
hell with
man
that.
can always have a child.
She's the young one. You make the goddamn kid.
You can still have a child though. You ain't
For
popping
me?
blanks yet.
Who are you talking about?
You still young enough to have kids. You ain't shooting blanks yet.
Ah, son, I'm good, bro. I'm
My
good.
father, my
I'll
father
buy
had
me a
kids when he was
dog.
50.
Oh gosh.
I wonder if there's a gender difference. Like, I wonder if
That
I was
is
about to ask that.
I wonder if it's a difference between like dads and moms, because like Geronimo said, like right now, my son is going to be 25. He's on vacation in Rio right now with his friends. He works 2 full-time jobs. He put himself through school. He's getting ready to buy his first investment property. Perfect credit. Like, he is balling right now. But if he called me and said, "Ma, I need whatever," there's no questions asked. That's just the kind of relationship that we have.
Okay.
Like, if you need it and I got it, I got you. Because I know if I call my child and say I need whatever, it's a done deal.
Yeah.
And at some point, I got 5 kids. They might have to take care of me.
Yeah.
So we need to be good, because I don't want them to put me in a nursing home.
You got to invest.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead. Finish. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
And I hear you and I agree with what you're saying as far as you know your kids, you want them to take care of you, and I do think that there is a difference in gender. There is a difference between the mom and the dad, right? um I won't go into that because that's a whole nother topic, but the thing about it is that even though I cut them off financially, right, that's just the financial part. The relationship is something completely different between them and I. And I will hope that they would be grateful that I grew them, took care of them, and also provided them with the knowledge that enabled them to have the opportunities that they have, right? Because part of them having the opportunities that they have is where you raise them and how you raise them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I kind of want to add on to that, that mention about genders, because I know, like me and my mom have a great relationship, but that's just how we developed our relationship over the years. But I do know that she's a lot more stricter when it comes to me and my brother versus my sisters. Like she'll do more for the girls, and she expects the boys to be able to hold their own weight. So
Wow.
I do feel that there's a sense of gender separation when it comes to finances.
So, and I want to ask Geronimo. So, your 25-year-old son comes up to you and be like, "Yo, I got this bad chick I want to take out. Let me hold something." You hooking your son up with the money so he can take his girl out on this girl
At
out on the date?
25 years old, fuck no.
No, he can't take it. You wouldn't
At
look out for
25
him
years,
all the time.
bro, you 25 years old and you could look woman, bro. You should know what it takes to deal with a woman. You should be doing something about that. Like I said, this is my thing about it, right? If my kid is 25 years old and asking me for money, I feel like I feel as a parent, right? And no offense to anybody in here who this happens to, right? Because parenting, there's no right way to parent, from how I understand it, right? Um, and you can never fully be responsible for exactly how your kid turns out. So all I can do is assume the role that I would play. And honestly, I believe in grooming from birth, from young. Like as long as you're able to comprehend what I'm saying to you, I'm grooming you from then.
Okay.
So if everything that I instilled in you, and you're 25 years old and you still need to borrow $60 from me to take a chick out on a date, fuck no, I'm sorry, I ain't doing it. Take out a payday loan at the place at the pawn shop or something, because like I'm gonna give you that money, you're gonna go spend it, and what you gonna do after that? Come back and ask me for more money? That mean I didn't do my job. I didn't make you fiscally responsible.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about it.
So we got a lot of people that just joined in. Definitely give a shout out to my cousin AJ. Aaron, what's going on?
Peace,
Dr. Love, what's
What
going
up, AJ? Dr. Love was good.
on? Ray's homeboy. So a lot of you who just tuned in, whether it's YouTube or on live with us, the topic is: at what age should you cut off your kids' financial? So we know Dr. Love is a father. He's got a baby girl. What are your thoughts about the topic?
Hi. My thoughts is this is a good question. I don't think 18 makes you an adult. So I feel like whatever they can, very it's very customizable to what they're doing with their life and their plan. If they're going to school, I will support her back to school, she gets into her career, or she starts a business, I'll support her. But once she starts making all this money and doing what it is, I'm always be there for her if she needs something. But at that point, I would say so. I give or take an age. I don't put an age to it. It depends on when that person matures and is ready. But I will push them. If I will push my daughter to get to that point at 21, 22, 23. Those early ages, I'll push it to get her going. So as long as I can help and make sure she's good, I'm gonna do my part until that point.
Okay. It was a little difficult to hear you, but I got you.
Yeah. But keep in mind though, if you're 25 and you're still in school, you're still in college, then I'm still responsible for you. So I don't take that. I take that into consideration when I gave my answer.
Correct.
And that's fact. As long as they're in school, you're financially responsible for them, and trust me, I'm not gonna cut them off. So I agree.
All right.
I mean, I think I agree with you. College does play a factor, trade school, you know, if a person going to trade school, if they're going into the military, you know, as we all know, unless you rank up, you ain't making nothing, especially in the E from E1 to E4. So I think there's certain circumstances that play, you know, if they decide to do, I don't know, like they want to do, what's that thing called? Red Cross, is it Red Cross?
Huh?
Red Cross?
Do what?
Red Cross.
I don't know. Sounds like some missionary shit you're talking about.
Okay,
I don't know.
missionary shit.
Like the
I
Red,
say to do what?
yeah, if they want to do like volunteer work or go somewhere across the
Oh, okay, yeah.
do volunteer work, and you know they're doing it for a good cause, and you know it's a volunteer where it's like a missionary trip. Is it a bad choice for them? You know, if their heart is to help others, and you might have to help out a little bit longer so they can get on their feet. You know, I think it just depends on the circumstance.
Nah, bro, fuck that. You want to do missionary work? Go work first and then go do missionary work. The fuck you think I am? Listen,
Oh my god.
nah, seriously, right? Because all that shit to me sounding like excuses, bro. Wait, hold on. Sorry, my computer's fucking up right now.
Oh, gotta love
Like,
it.
so you never worked in your life and you want to go do missionary shit, nigga? You need help, all right? You need to be taking care of yourself first before you go taking care of other people, because I ain't gonna be taking care of you for the rest of your life. You feel me? So you go out there, you do some work, right? Make your money or whatever. And if missionary is what you want to do, then set yourself up to go do missionary work. Don't rely on me to go do missionary work. Fuck all
I'm
that.
gonna do missionary. I'm gonna do missionary right now.
We know you would.
I'm all for that missionary.
That is awesome.
Since you brought it up.
Yeah. Aaron,
Nah,
what's your
man.
thought? AJ, what's your thought?
What's good, everybody?
What's
Oh
up,
man. I don't have children. and shit. Oof, man. That's kind of hard. Cause financially it all depends. Cause if you'll have some children that like are attached to the T since day one. Like if you haven't done any work, then it's like you gotta cut them off sooner than later. Like you gotta learn, like your parents not gonna be there forever. And that's just a fact. But then you have people that is like, yo, if they trying real hard and they getting work or whatever they gotta do and they still need a little help, then that's fine, I feel. But if it's like they just living off of their parents, then nah, you gotta let that go ASAP. For sure.
I got two friends of mine's, brother and sister, that both, and they're in their 30s. One has a child. Well, one has a child. The other one does. Well, they both have children. One actually has a child that lives with them. They both live at their parents' house. So, and the mom calls me all the time and like, they need to get the hell out of my house. I'm like, why don't you just don't tell them? She's like, I don't got the courage to tell them. So, yeah.
She could tell them without telling them. She don't need to say it vocally. She just needs to start doing shit to where they don't want to see no more. If she start walking around naked all the time, I guarantee you they're gonna be like, I need to find a new house to live in. I don't want to see your mama titties hanging
She
down
need to get
here.
fucked
Like,
right.
nah.
Oh gosh.
You need to get fucked right.
That
Make
too.
some noise in the house.
Yeah, see,
I would be like, oh my.
if you grew up in my house, you got called in the bathroom while my mom was taking a shit, saying she needs toilet tissue and stuff like that. So that's the norm, you know what I'm saying? So that might not work for everybody.
So I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna say a scenario, and I'm gonna ask a question because being that I'm in the same boat as AJ over there. I don't have kids either, but if I did, this is the position I would take, right? Like I said, I didn't have the education as a young kid to be fiscally responsible. I was actually very irresponsible into my adulthood. But I learned, right? And I think that's the most important thing that you can do for your kid. Aside from loving your kid, that's your kid, all that shit. The most important thing you could do for them is make them fiscally responsible. And giving them everything that they want is not that. Matter of fact, you get. I need the first thing I need you to understand is that what I do for you is the bare essentials. I'm only responsible for keeping you alive until you're old enough to take care of yourself. You need to understand that initially, right? Anything I do for you outside of that is a bonus, and you're gonna understand that that's a bonus, right? And then as you
Listen
get
to this. She
older,
ate and went back upstairs.
as you get older, somebody mute
She
Captain.
said what?
Got it.
As you as you get older, right? And you're old enough to like do things for money, you know what I'm saying? When you need something or you want something, you're gonna put in work. I'm not just gonna be buying you shit. You need to understand that nothing's just given to you because once you leave my house, nobody's giving you shit, including me. So you need to learn from young and while you're in my house that you need to work for what you want. And not only will you learn to work for what you want, but you will learn to invest that money so that money makes more money for you so that you
Yeah.
don't need to come back to me to get in. And by the time you're 25 years old and you're asking me for money to go on a date, nigga, fuck you, man.
You know what
All
else?
right.
Too? I think a lot of people would teach their kids how to get the money to get what they want, but don't teach them how to keep it.
Exactly.
Yo, can
But
I
anyway,
address that real quick?
Yeah, of
So like
course.
that's one thing that I feel like we should be doing. So like instead of just giving your kid the money to get things that they want, what our parents need to be doing is teaching us financially how to make our money make money, because that would be so much more helpful for us. Like, because I know like a lot of black people, no, we don't necessarily get that, and that would be so much. It would be like priceless thing to give your child is like how to make money instead of me just giving you the money.
Well, I mean, to kind of piggyback on that, that goes where setting them up to succeed, just like Geronimo said, you know, get them a savings checking account so that they can see the progression and know like when this money goes, this is you ain't got nothing left, you know. I mean, I remember growing up, as soon as we got a job, we had to start buying our own deodorant, you know, chipping in for food. Shit, I even had to pay for my own prom when my mom took all my damn photos. You know what I'm saying? So I think the responsibility has shifted because I think a lot of parents today, just my feelings from observation, I feel like a lot of parents that a few that I do know, not saying anyone in this group, but because they're not able to be a part of their children's lives, they feel almost like they're buying their love, which is handicapping them. You know, it's not teaching them responsibility. So it's like to teach them those key basics as far as just being responsible and actually working for something, because they have to work two jobs or one person has to be on the road, other one is working a double shift just to make ends meet. Let's be honest, it takes two parents or a good income to sustain a house. And where it was when our parents were growing up, one person could stay home and the other one could work. So I mean, there's a number of factors that we got to look at.
yep. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I know J Ray's homeboy wanted to say something. He was had his hand up for a while.
All right, I unmuted him, so you good.
Yo, yeah, damn, I gotta start taking notes like Lou, because a lot of great points. I try to touch on it like on like a multi-generational level. My mom's came from the Caribbean, and the way that she was raised, she did her best to raise us in America. She ain't know no better. So she just did what what came natural, what she knew, which was like coop money, like just hold money tight. So we never really got like a financial education. It was more so like we were just broke. So we didn't really have shit. I mean, we ate, you know what I mean? But we didn't really know what it was to like have any kind of money. That's one thing. So it was difficult for her to explain to us like how you get money or what you do with money. To her, it was just like you work and you get money, or you know what I mean, just work. You be a good person,
Like explaining how to keep up a Lamborghini, but you don't got one to work on.
Right. So it was like for her, it's just like do good deeds, like do good and good will follow you all the days of your life type shit, which is like, damn, that's kind of vague, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing. Number two, my mom's we was raised in a household where like what I mean, even at my age right now, I could go back if I had to. I could live with my mom if I had to rebuild. whatever. My mom, she has that kind of love for me. I know it's different with different cultures, but I could do that. It's not about her giving me anything. It's just about like if I had to, I could do it. Shit, my mother would prefer I probably live with her. She don't give a fuck. She loves the shit out of us. So, and then on the topic of like giving your kid money at like 25 years old, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like Red Cross or I can't remember what the other one's called, like missionary work. It depends on what point at like what point the kid is at in life. Like if you in med school and you need to show certain shit for like when you got to get your residency, like okay, you went to like Zambia and volunteered and like like did work down there, like medical work. So like I'm gonna support you to do that, like if I can. And if you're showing me that like this is the path you're trying to get to, because like med school students, it's very difficult to work, so on and so forth, a lot of professions like that. So if you're like, before you even really see real money, you like 30 years old. I was talking to a doctor the other night and the nurses were like, oh wow, you got this ring, you got that bracelet. Some guy, Mark Guevara, some shit like that. Anyway, and she was like, yeah, this is the first thing I bought when I finished my residency. She was like 30 years old and it cost her however many thousands of dollars. But she said until that point, the most money she ever made in her life in a year was $21,000 before she reached 30. So, you know what I mean? Like if you're working towards a goal and you're trying to accomplish something, then I wouldn't have a problem supporting my child or children to whatever end. If you going to get it, you know what I mean? But like if you fucking off and like you at the club and you try to get your eyelashes done, or like you trying to buy like Mike and Mary jeans and you like 24 years old, you like if you walking up on me dressed more expensively than me, your car's more expensive than me, and you trying to hit me up for 40, 60, $100, $200, you can get the fuck out of my face because that's ridiculous. You see what I'm saying? But like if you're working towards something, I support progression. Like if you trying to move forward and do something to better yourself, I support that to no end. But to say you just gonna be out here like fucking off money going to $1,000 Chris Brown concerts, like if I'm watching a motherfucking Beyonce, Jay-Z on the run 18, you know what I'm saying? And like you're in the front row, and then two days later, you like, hey, I need school book money or some bullshit. I'm like, what the fuck? You just blew $2,000 on you know what I'm saying, on some front rows. You know what I mean? Like that's that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean, because that's how my mom's raised. Like you ain't just gonna like fuck off money. And if you do, well, shit, that's on you. Now I'm not gonna let you be out on the street begging for bread. You feel me? But I can't, because I know what I went through and what I still deal with, what I'm still dealing with day to day. And if for you to fuck off money, or for you to just live life like it's a treat,
yeah,
I can't allow that. And then in my pocket as well. That's crazy. So yeah.
I mean, I definitely feel you. Thanks for your input, but I just want to give a shout out. I'm not gonna say no names. My homeboy is actually in the hospital with coronavirus, so I just want to say feel better. This thing is definitely serious. Everybody be careful out there, but blessings for listening in. I hope he said that we got him cracking up, so just want to say thank you for tuning in.
God bless you.
Hey, Lou, I knew you had something you wanted to jump in on too. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. So, I think this topic deserves a part 2, but I just wanted to say, I mean, granted, I don't have children. However, I'm not going down the race card in a negative way, no malice or anything, but you guys do notice, like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people seen it, where like, how do Caucasian people, end up with, their children are still living in the house, but by the time they leave the house, they are successful in some type of way. They're not coming back. They're not, well, granted, we're not in their households, but something along those lines where, bringing them up I can't even say correctly, y'all. Bringing them up in a way where, they're not coming back, or putting them in certain fields and certain situations so where they're learning from early. I mean, I don't know if that's ever crossed anybody's mind or anything like that. But I don't know. That's kind of, I don't have a notebook to write down notes, so I'm like stupid right now. But but I don't know if you guys know what I mean though. Like you guys see those families and
I grew up
the
in Hawaii.
children are so freaking successful, but at the same time, there is no manual, there is no rule book to raising your children. So in the fact of if you know your child is doing good and maybe they fucked up earlier in the game and what their past is now haunting their future, do you decide that, oh yeah, I'm not gonna help you, knowing that, you know, when they were younger they fucked up? I was young, I fucked up. My mom still, you know, if I need help with something, I mean, at this point, it's been forever. But like, since I got my condo, like, I don't get help anymore. It is literally just me, myself, and I. Relationship, no relationship. I am my sole provider.
So it's
I mean, God.
It's interesting you say that because I grew up in Hawaii. So for us, you know, we have Japan right across the water, and their money was worth more than ours. So we had a lot of like our school was quote unquote considered like the privilege or what they call it, what did they call them? Preppy. There you go, preppy. But ain't none of us was preppy. We was broke as a joke. You know what I'm saying? But the fellow classmates, I mean, they had some kids was driving Corvettes, others was driving BMWs. This is in high school now, brand new cars.
Right.
But how their family was raised, it was my best friend. You know, he's Korean. So for example, his family, they don't leave the house until they actually buy a house, you know, so the family is actually saving up. So by the time their child, whether they go to school or trade school or whatever they decide to do, they don't leave the house until they actually buy a house. So they're not wasting money or money that should be just easily thrown away. But that's how the family operates. I got another homeboy, which is another good friend of mine. He's Filipino. And what they do is they buy a big piece of land, they build a house, and then they build more houses around the neighborhood. So they have a big community. You know, so I think it's just depending on your upbringing. But go ahead, DJ Geronimo.
Right.
Lou, I don't know if you heard when I said it before, but like I said, if I did what I can to raise my kid and I know that my kid is responsible and they, you know, they fall on hard times or shit didn't work out for them, yeah, like I said, I would help them out because I know my kid. Just like how I would judge anybody else that is asking for money or that wants money from me. I know you're responsible, so yes, I will help you out. What I'm saying is that if I didn't do my part and I spoiled you your whole life and then you grow up, then I can't just automatically up and change that either, right? So what I'm saying is you are what you are and be what you be all 100% all the way. And that's why I'm saying I start with the minute that you could comprehend what I'm saying. That's where I would start. But as far as like some people who get everything they want and then still turn out to be successful, then that's somebody with parents with connections that can afford them opportunities, in my opinion.
No, that makes sense, man. Definitely makes sense.
So I grew up in a predominantly white area right outside of New York City. And what Lou is saying definitely has major merit because a lot of those kids, their parents try to set them up for success. So they're not in a hurry to like kick them out in the streets. You know, it's like they'll send them to college. They make sure they have some kind of fund. You know what I'm saying? It seems like, unfortunately, a lot of us, I've heard people say, like, when you 18, you out. I don't care whether you got money or not. You got to get up out of my house. You 18, I did what I was supposed to do. So good luck. And then right. And then you have the flip side where they try to teach their kids about success. They try to teach their kids about money and credit and buying properties and things like that. And they try to set them up for success. And it's not an age thing. It's not a time thing. Even like what Awan said, you know, you don't, in other cultures, you don't leave the house until you have X amount of dollars or you buy a home or you get married. So for us, it seems like a lot of us, I don't want to say a lot of us, but, and also it's a regional thing as well. Because especially in the South, when I was raising my kids, I heard parents saying like, oh, Bobo got to go when he's 18. If he even makes it to 18, he got to get up out of here. I ain't supporting him no more. I got other kids to take care of. I don't have time for him. So whatever. But they haven't set Bobo up to make no money. They haven't set him up to know how to manage his credit well. They haven't done any of that kind of foundational groundwork. So when Bobo leaves, Bobo is probably doing something illegal possibly, or he's making minimum wage or whatever. He's not really out there, you know, balling and living life and enjoying life and all of those things. So I think sometimes we do ourselves a disservice when we're so quick to just send our kids out there and we haven't prepared them. And that's the key, is doing your best. You can't make them do anything they don't want to do. When they get grown, they out there, they doing their thing.
No doubt.
If you put the foundation in there, you know, my kids know, like I said, they can call me in the middle of the night. If they need something, I got them. That's the kind of relationship that we have. I think I did a pretty darn good job for the ones that are out there. They doing their thing. They traveling, they making their money, they banking their coins, you know, like I said, buying properties, doing their thing. But they know if they need anything, mom is always there.
So what would be
and that's it.
What will be your, before DJ Geronimo, and then I also want to ask the people that are parents, what is your advice to those who are currently dealing with situations like this, or they're new parents and they are struggling, or what advice would you give them as a successful, because you know your kids are not dependent on you. So
no, they're not.
What advice would you give someone who's a potential parent or currently a parent that is dealing with this as of right now?
I was winging it most of the time. It's just winging it. We did not have a whole bunch of money when I was raising the first set. I had 3 kids who were grown and 2 who were at home. And the first 3 times was really tough. Okay. And they saw that. And I think that kind of gave them the drive to like be successful. Okay. They've told me to my face, they feel like I was a good mom. Like I taught them, you could be whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. You can go wherever you want, as long as it's legal. Even when we didn't have money, you know, we might go window shopping and we might talk about, okay, well, when you get money, these are the things that you can get if you want. You want to buy a house, you stack your money, you buy a house. Like there's no limits. I tried to teach them that there's no limits except the limits you put on yourself. Okay. And so this is what, you know, I think I sometimes feel like I showed them what not to do. So then they went into the opposite. But really, I try to teach them to be independent, yet mom is there. You have a safety net, but at some point I expect you to go out and be able to provide for yourself. And if you choose to have a family, to do that as well. You know, if you want to go on vacation, I'm raising you so that you can go out there, get you a job or start you a business. And then you could do whatever you want. My son travels. It's ridiculous. He be calling me from all corners of the world. He called me today. Mom, look at me. I'm up on this mountain. I was like, that's great. I love it. Do your thing. Like, I love to see that. And I encourage that when they were young. You know, you want to, whatever you want to do, you got this and I got you. And that's exactly what happened. They out there, they live in life. They enjoying themselves. They travel together sometimes. You know, Mom, I'm getting ready to buy this property. I got a letter from the bank. I got a call from the bank. It's popping. I'm like, we lit. Let's get it.
No, that's good.
And that's your first property. So what are we going to do about the second property? They know I'm in their corner. So that's all I can offer. Like, just, you know, teach them to take care of themselves, but they know that you got their back. And that's probably what you're going to get.
Thank you for the input. DJ Geronimo, what you got to say, brother?
Man, she said quite a bit, and I agree with her. You know, a few things is if what I instilled in you from young, and you become an adult, and it doesn't work out for you, then shit. Then I feel as a parent, right? But I don't know. Like I said, based on the character of my kid, I'll make a decision from then on out. If I feel that you're a person that turns around and you still splurge, you still like spend your money wildly, then you're on your own, man, and you're gonna have to go through some hard times. I might pull you out, but you're gonna hit rock bottom first. I need you to understand what that feels like so that you don't go back there.
That's a good statement right there, because I think a lot of
Hopefully.
people have never hit rock bottom, you know.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, so my parents, they taught me, work, save your money, this and that. Now that's easy to say. It's a lot harder to do, right? And there's times when I did have money, you know what I mean? And money was there, but I spent it. I spent it with no backup, nothing to fall on, and wind up flat out broke. You know what I mean? But fortunately for me, I had good people in my corner, not necessarily my parents, but I had good people that they didn't give me, well, actually they gave me an old beat up car to drive around, but besides that, nobody gave me no money, nobody gave me nothing. They just
Gave you the tools.
gave me the tools to get out there and do what it is that I got to do. But that point when I had absolutely nothing was the point when I realized that I will never be here again. No, I don't care what it is that I got to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's no parent that could teach you that.
So my mom gave me my first car was a 1985 Honda Accord. That thing had cockroaches in it. It was disgusting. So I was like, I need to get my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that taught me to get out of that car quick. But I mean, that's one of those things where you give them the tools, you don't spoil them, but it's something just to get them on the edge to want to do better. I think that's kind of along those lines. But yeah, man, it was disgusting. So, but
Hold on. Blue Barbie, you had a black Maxima too?
I'm talking about yours.
Oh, that shit spend more time park up than it did driving.
oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
Oh,
But we definitely love this topic, but I think it's shots time, and y'all listen to us enough. I think people want to hear you play DJ Geronimo. What's your
I
thought?
don't even know what I'm gonna play. What y'all feel like listening to?
I don't know.
I need something good.
Yeah,
Something good.
Something good.
I don't know. Surprise us.
Play some Adam.
Give you some of that up tempo, old school carnival music.
There you go. Oh, matter of fact, this is Trinidad and Dominica's carnival season right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could definitely use a little bit of
All right,
that.
somebody
And guess
talk.
what, y'all?
Uh-huh.
My son is turning 30 on Saturday, so I'm feeling kind of old.
Oh,
Feel stressed.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, good, man. Hey,
Congratulations.
just the fact that he made 30, you should be proud.
Amen to
I
that.
am.
Amen to that. So for life,
Do it.
all right.
Earshot.
There's that.
Earshot.
All right, A1, keep talking till I find something. I'll let you
All
know.
right. So once again, before we play, we don't own the rights to this music. It's for entertainment purposes only.
And we don't gain from this financially in any way, shape, or form.
That's that part too. But it's interesting when you look at. You can always look at a person and think where they've been, where they came from. And I think that's the great thing about what DJ Geronimo said earlier, just really putting yourself out there, because I think the thing is we don't communicate to other groups, other religions, other nationalities. When you really look at it, we're all the same. We just go through different processes, That's why I have such great value for the people that I'm surrounded by, because everybody's come from different walks of lives. And you'd be surprised, they walk with a smile on their face and, keep pushing. So I think really the thing is accountability. I think as a parent, as a friend, a family member, we have to hold each other accountable, because if we don't, who else is going to push you if you're not pushing yourself?
I've been thinking about this. Let me tell y'all something. Right now, if I could, I'd move back in with my mother. I don't care what anybody say, forget all that. Like my mother and I, y'all, whoever knows my mother knows, I would move back in with my mother right now. And I ain't hearing none of that. You ain't supporting me shit. Go to your room. I'm gonna go to mine. I would live with my mother.
My son says that all the time.
Absolutely.
He says it all the time.
So it's funny you say that because my fiance gets along with my mom real good. And when we were in Hawaii, like my mom would cook, you know, and that's just how she is. Even when she came to visit us. And I mean, at this point, I mean, I don't have a problem. You know, I love my mom, but we would have two parts of the house. My mom just stay, you know, she's in her own world. So I feel you on that, man. Relationship or no relationship, I could live with my mom's.
Yep. I absolutely 100%. I called my mother the other day and asked her, like, so, you know, so if I bought a house, you'd move down and just stay with me? Like, let's get that going. Absolutely.
It's funny that you said
I don't know. And, you know, it's funny as we were having that conversation, because in the Caribbean community, we really do tend to just have our kids back until, you know, like.
You can't do that.
There you go.
Ready for you, DJ.
Sorry about that.
You good. You good.
You ready?
Ready when you are. You guys good?
We're waiting for you.
Let's do it.
It's just a wine, just a little wine. Ain't no harm in that, right? 'Cause we having a good time. Everybody, winding up somebody now. Take a wine, everybody. Winding up somebody now. A little wine never hurt nobody. Take a wine, a little wine never hurt nobody. So take a wine, a little wine never hurt nobody. So take a wine, a little wine never hurt nobody. So take a wine. Inside the vet, having a time. Drinks in your head. It's time to unwind. It's time to free up. And time to let go. And session turn up. Yeah. So let me see you. Everybody, wind up on a bumper. Push back on a zipper. If the air had no behavior, no, just stop giving him pressure. Roll your waist down, roll your waist down, roll your waist down, roll your waist down. Ain't nothing wrong with keeping a wine. Everybody, wind up somebody now. Take a wine. Everybody, wind up somebody now. One hand to wind it up.
Baby, I feel it. Feel for your sexy body. Would you give that chance to wine on you when we play in Juve? The way you whine it's not helping me. You put me in the mood, yeah, and you're looking good. Did you come this place with your boyfriend tonight? And if we stand up next to you, make him go grab a bite. I have no time to wait. Right now it's empty pace, girl. So whatever you're doing right now, just stop it and surrender. Your body can surrender. This carnival surrender. Can surrender. Surrender. Your body can surrender. This carnival surrender. Can surrender. It's no regrets if tomorrow never come. 'Cause this is my time, I let him go. And every second's a blessing from above. It's like a feeling I can't control. It's in the ways I want to wave, I want to whine. So if you tell me I have to go, no, oh no. I'm gonna take a wine down low, then I swing and wind up so, and take a jump until morning. Then till I'm falling, soaking wet, and I'm up in every bed. It could be hot sun or storming. Then till I'm falling down, I'm falling down. So look, I'm falling down, and like you want me. Then till I'm falling down, I'm falling down. So look, I'm falling, but I like I'm falling. Then till I'm falling. Everybody let me see you clap your hands.
It's steamy.
I'll tell you how it, Lord. Tell you I got it.
Oh, I think I can good one.
Good Lord, everybody let me see you clap those hands. Come now and let me see you clap those hands. Everybody let me see you clap those hands. Come now and let me see you clap those hands. I'll tell you how it, tell you how it, I'll tell you how it, Lord, feeling bad. Well, this is carnival today. Girl, start to wind back on some things. Hey, roll back your waist and press some flings. Girl, spread all your hands on them like wings, like marionette on strings. I feel the sound and your body, your vibes, and everything got me feeling so nice. Not everybody come and take a little time. No, it can't make you cry. Hey, blow them on them day one time. Viking. Just now. We are the sound of 100,000 coming off the road. We are the vibration that you feel when the music lows. We are the mud and the oil and we come the dirty of the clothes. I bet the girl them wine and strike the electric pose. Hey. Take a trip, take a trip, take a trip, take a trip now. Hey. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, hip now. Hey. Take a sip, take a sip, take a sip, take a sip now. Pango dip now. Hey. I swear we are the sound them selectors play every day, making you sway. Hey. And when the girl them tell it, and shadow dingole, I hear this one God say, hey. We are the sound of soca. Big bad soca. Big bad soca. Big bad soca.
From a rich inside the session, I drunk already. I see a sexy girl, I want to walk already. I drink about 10 buckle of rum already. I don't take a selfie, Instagram already. I'm moving like a madman. The problems in this session. Whoa. Give me space like a pedestrian. Whoa. And please don't ask no question. Whoa. More rum, no water. Party getting hotter. All them girls were looking good. I come to deal with the matter. Sick, no doctor. Mash up pillars like tractor. Fighting is my religion. DJ is the pastor. Give me mad.
have all in the tongue. Go stand there like no clown. Raise your foot up and down like King Kong. Start shaking the ground, jumping, madder than God, waving, madder than God, whining, madder than God, jumping up on the stage. We're coming out of the cage, going down the road and pace. Let's separate again, everybody turning down the page, jumping, madder than God, waving, going down the road and whining. Coming down the road, and now I'm in like a crazy. Coming down the road, and now I'm in baby, baby. Coming down the road, 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 the road. I'm a whining criminal, criminal. I not see no bacchanal, bacchanal. I come here to wine, got to do no crime. If they want to lock me up, they could find me by the truck. Any girl I want, I want it. Any girl I want, I want it. Any girl I want, I want it. Any girl I want, I'm jamming down the road. I'm crazy, jamming down the road.
Ding, ding, ding. Nam ya lama de. Mama ye do na, mama ye do na. Kamusaki, baka wepina ye do na. Mama ye do na, mama ye do na. Kamusaki, baka wepina ye do na. Mama ye do na, mama ye do na. Kamusaki, baka wepina ye do na.
Throw some oil in it. Saltfish. Thomas says saltfish. What they drop them cooking? Saltfish. Juve morning. Saltfish. When they drop them cooking saltfish, they just soak it good. Soak it good. Jab never use no stove. We heat it up with some firewood. Soak it good and put it big in the saltfish. Saboka in the saltfish. If I cook in the saltfish, my hand go be in the saltfish. And I go bring she saltfish. Now I go bring she saltfish. When we season the saltfish, nothing sweeter than saltfish.
Keep on this carnival, nobody waiting long. You're staying in the traffic jam, or wait by the hospital. You ready to make a mass, just them line up in tongue. People ready to run, 1 million coming down. I say, on the road or in a party. We come to work when you're jamming on somebody. We come to work, make a decision, mash up every gun. When you see carnival come, give me a ministry of road. Walk on, the bill when we mash up on the road. Walk on, fix up when we move it to the stage. More stage, nobody can stop me. This love and catch up your money, give we know we have a done it in out of. What is the end that we waiting? Waiting on this everybody's here, enjoying the line. Man, them holding on, them tell them waistline. We waiting on this stage, we waiting for we time. For we to carry on, for we to lose we mind. It's all yeah that we waiting. Oh yeah, and we anticipating. Oh yeah, oh no, it's all yeah that
Hell yeah.
I had my mic on. I didn't take it off. You guys probably heard echoing.
I
Now
mean,
you
the echo
sounded,
didn't.
sounded like I needed, like I could use a little get together. Yo,
Hold
Geronimo,
on.
we need to talk about this, man. We need to have a little private, a really, really, really private session. Like, you DJ over here, and then we get like, 5 pods, like, and we just, because everybody wants to hear you play.
Listen, I already did the research. They got those little like tents with the plastic container around, like it's like. You think I'm joking? I done did all the.
How much are they?
Was that?
How much are they?
They range from $70 to $120.
That's not bad.
But the double ones, so they have double and triple seats. So that way you can have 2 people in your pod, 3 people in your pod. So, I'm gonna send it to the group chat.
Yo, the most frustrating thing right now about playing music, especially on this show, is that there is so much music. Like I could start from old, like what I've been playing now, and work my way up to new. But there is so much freaking music, yo, that I cannot fit it. You know what I'm saying? So what you saying would be perfect.
Yeah, but I was saying, don't be frustrated. Like, let's do this. Like, literally pick a day when you want to. Let's go online and rock with the people, so you can play as much as you want, as long as you want.
Well,
and still be safe.
Well, I've been thinking about that because like one, I do have a new controller and I'm still learning a lot of shit. But besides that, like part of what made me talk about what I talked about earlier is that being the person that I am, almost like the DJ life doesn't suit me, because if I'm a person that keeps to myself, how can I be a DJ that plays for people, right? How can I be out there with people when I don't, necessarily socialize with people? So that is one way that I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna definitely have to go live. But the live thing is gonna be something that's gonna be my coming out thing, But we definitely need to play, and if we could do the private thing, that would be awesome. I'm gonna definitely have 2 laptops so that I can interact with the crowd. And the thing about it is, there's so much people that listens to this kind of music, love this kind of music, but don't necessarily hear all the music that they want to hear. They hear the repeated top 40, the repeated, popular songs. And there's so much music that people could enjoy that they don't hear, and I would like to provide them with that. Besides some of the other great DJs that play, like my man DJ Marlon, that plays stuff that you don't really hear, but like I said, we're gonna do something and it's gonna be live.
Let me know. I'll even host the shit.
Yeah, there you go.
We need to get people to listen to you because, yeah. It's, yeah. We gotta, when we do it, we gotta invite Mrs. Sweeney because she says she want to jump in somebody's fit.
Boy, listen, this whole, like I said, this whole shit about staying home is for the birds, yo. That shit is old.
Yep, I think that I think we could figure out a way to do something where everybody stays separate. Like we could have a couples fit. Like, you know what I'm saying? A1 and Pretty Lucian chill here, and Neil and Christina chill here, and Mr. and Mrs. Sweeney can chill there, and everybody can still dance party. And if you feel like y'all want to interact, that's up to you. Just don't violate. Stay out of my bubble.
We got enough music that you will never hear the same song twice.
That's what's up. What about the single people?
No, the single people can come and hang out with their one person or their 2 people. But again, this is not the time of the year for single people. We're going through a pandemic. Does not appeal to single people. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You should have got booed up ahead of time. Find somebody that got COVID the same time as you. That way y'all have something in common. Just sit at home and talk about it until everything's good. That's not our problem.
Oh gosh.
Just about everybody in here got somebody. So I mean, hey.
Well, it's time for that shot. Ready for the conversation.
Damn, I ain't got no liquor, yo. This is stupid.
It's probably because you don't need it. You are driving.
Yeah, gotta be responsible.
On my way to the liquor. Well, shit, at least I took a shot before I left.
Damn right.
All right.
Geronimo, you're supposed to double up tonight too.
Got you, bro.
He's
I
actually
double up
taking
every
shots
night,
during the
but
time
tonight's
we're talking.
special is just for you.
Right.
Sir.
All right. So I got the second topic already posted. So what are your true intentions when getting into a relationship today? What do you do when the person isn't living up to your wants and needs?
Blue Barbie, you want to answer this? I didn't think so.
Get rid of them. Fuck you and bye. Point blank period. Ain't nobody beat around the bush.
Okay.
I don't want to need anything anyways. It is what it is.
So when you get into a relationship, you don't have certain needs that you expect from the relationship?
No, just gonna date.
TMI said getting head.
Word, I was gonna ask him, like, wait, what? I love it.
So Lou,
Yeah.
why don't you talk to us about this?
I don't know where to start. I mean, shit,
What are
was
your
the
true
question?
intentions?
My intentions at this point in the game is I'm not getting with somebody to just fucking play house. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like build with someone, foundation bottoms up, you know? So I feel like if you like, yeah, you can say like, yeah, I want that in my future. It's kind of, I think it's kind of selfish the way I look at it. Because if I say, hey, I'm running to build with you and, you know I know I want a family soon and X, Y, and Z or whatever. And you tell me, yeah, but then once we get into this relationship and it's like you're on a standstill, I feel like you just cheated me. You just played me. Because if I hit the ground running, nigga, why you not next to me type shit? You know, we're doing this together. This is a team situation. I'm not doing this by myself. That's why you're here. So I just feel like, I mean, sexually is one thing or whatever, but I'm talking about like the nitty gritty of getting in a relationship for me is like, yo, I'm trying to get to the finish line type shit. Not rushing it because of course that's the conversation you have ahead of time. You know, making sure like we're on the same page.
Oops.
Like left over.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
So much more.
So what do you do when the person isn't living up to your wants and needs? Like, how do you handle that?
You pull up to his fucking crib and talk some shit and possibly just end the shit. That's what you do. Sorry.
Okay.
There's nothing
I'm on
else.
my way to the drinks.
Okay.
Sorry.
I see how that is.
Yeah, man.
Right then.
Mind if we talk to you a little bit about this?
Sure.
What are your thoughts? Because you know, we understand that.
You want some head?
Are you booed up right now?
Yes, I'm booed up.
Okay. So being that you're in a fairly new relationship, and some of the kind of conversations that you've had, very much.
What happened?
Oh, please don't.
1 second.
Gotcha.
Captain. Since it's out of the shower now. What are your thoughts about it? I mean, how do you approach it being in a new relationship? I mean, is that something?
What are your true intentions when getting into a relationship? Like now, like right now, you know, and I know you because I know, you know, you talked about being married before and everything else. What are your true intentions when getting into a relationship today? You just fucking?
No, my true intentions are, I want somebody that wants me to be happy, wants to put a smile on my face, has my back, supports my goals, and I support his. If I can't have that, I'm single. I'm good.
Okay.
Like this, I think 2020 taught all of us about how short life is. So it's not a game. Like you could be here today and gone tomorrow. So I want what I want. Either you want to give it to me or you don't. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. Then
Somebody does.
hey, listen, there's 7 billion of us on the planet. Okay.
Mhm.
So don't act like you're the only one, and I'm not gonna act like I'm the only one either.
Right.
But if we're gonna be in this, we, like Lou said, we in this, we a team. Let's do this. So, and yes, getting head is definitely on the table as well.
Oh gosh, love
So-
you, love you, love you.
I love you too.
So Tima, how do you deal with the person if they're not coming, if they're not doing what they're supposed to be? Like they're not living up to your wants and your needs. Like you tell them what you're looking for, they're not. What do? You do like Lou and pull up to their house, talk some shit, and
Get to it.
I'm trying to act right because I'm quick to be like, yo, I'm out. Like I don't want to deal with a lot of foolishness, but I gotta check myself too. So, I was told we're gonna work this out.
Okay.
We're gonna talk, we're gonna work it out. It's not an option to quit. So for me, that's new.
Communication,
really speaking your truth. I realize I'm almost 50, but I've not really done a really good job of that in my life. I let a lot of things slide. I didn't really I would say what I wanted, but then I would hold back on other things. So I didn't get what I wanted.
okay.
So now it's more like, this is what it is. Either we're going to do this or we're not. And so, again, like, I want to be happy. I don't want a bunch of drama. I want to travel and make money and, enjoy kids and all of that. I want, a big old house that everybody can come. I have specific things that I see in my head, So at some point I want to be sitting on a veranda in some rocking chairs, looking back over our life, and the things that we accomplished and, how we enjoyed our life together. That's honestly in the bottom of my heart. That's what I really feel like. That's what I want. And so if not, I'll go be a hoe, make my money and keep it pushing.
I wasn't expecting that, but good.
Yeah, you threw me off with that one. All right, well.
I was like, what? Like,
You almost made me go take a shot after all. I was like, fuck, I need a drink. And go back to being a hoe.
So, Mr. No Filter, since you just got into a relationship, I think this is a great topic for you as well.
Honestly, see, that's the funny part is who said I just got into the relationship?
Well, I guess you can publicize that.
That's what I said. Nobody really knows what's going on. However, I will say this, that when I get into a relationship, my true intentions is to kind of get to know the person and see if you're somebody I can move on with. Continue on. If not, I'm out. I don't even got time for it. Because TMI, I'm not even being funny when I say, because I got no problem being single. I can be a hoe well. I'm good at the shit. You don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm quiet as hell. I don't be talking people's business. But realistically, I've always been like that. I'm not opposed to, some people are just like, fuck, I want to be single forever. I'm the kind of person to feel like, shit, maybe I need to be single forever. But my intentions, anytime if I'm dating a person, I'm introducing them to my family, to my friends, like I'm in, the intention is always to see how far we can take this. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
And, because think about anybody that I have dated. It was, first of all, if I bring you around, just know that means that you're somebody special, because I don't just be bringing people around like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. You can't just go know my friends and then want to be Facebook. Like, nah. Just stay where you need to be. In the meantime, we'll get to that over the course of time. And on the other side, if you're not living up to my wants and needs, yeah, you got to go. There's no point in, I was married for a long time in a relationship. And at some point I felt like when you're in a situation that you should not be in for whatever reason, at some point you start to feel like time is dwindling away.
Okay.
And so what am I gonna? I want to use my time wisely. So for one, I'm getting older. Dicks don't work forever. You know what I'm saying? That's one. But number two, if you're gonna be with somebody, you can't find the person you're supposed to be with if you're with somebody you're not supposed to be with. So I'm not one for wasting time. When that shit ain't working, let's wrap this up, man. Let's go about your business. We can both be adults. We can still be friends. We can say what's up. We can be cool, but let's not try to force a relationship that's not gonna happen, because the whole time we're doing that, we wasting my time. I can't speak for someone else.
Well, we got Captain, but DJ Geronimo, go ahead.
Yeah.
What are your
Okay,
thoughts
so I'm gonna say this. It's a difference when you're single and you find somebody, the initial thing is sex. All you think about is sex, right? But if you know the person and you decide that that's the person that you want to you want to be in a relationship with, things are a little different. And the thing about it is that you and this person, y'all get along well, y'all have a lot in common, a lot of things, work. So you guys decide and choose to be in a relationship. But one of the things that I think that people don't overlook is the emotional part. Because men, we're not emotional.
Say that again, brother.
Say that again, please.
I said men, we are not emotional. And I think that in most relationships, that's where the struggle is in the emotion, right? You and someone can have everything that y'all want, but the priority is, as far as emotions stand, falls differently between the male and the female. And so, this is a little different from what everybody else is talking about, but at the end of the day, this is one of the major things in relationships. And so you have some men that are emotional, and the thing about it is the way they handle their emotions. Some men, they mask it with other things, and some men are just what we would consider to be bitches, and it's very emotional. But at the end of the day, it's one of those situations where it depends on the value you hold on the person that you're with. What's with this echo, man? I'm getting an echo. Oh, is it my own self? It looks like it.
Yeah, I think that's you, DJ.
Yeah, fuck. Cause I'm still hearing it. But anyway, yeah. So so let's say you were with a woman that emotions is everything for her. She needs that. You have to provide that, but you're not that person. So what do you do? Everything else is good. What do you do?
But so even though you may not be emotional, if you let them know what your intentions are and they're living up to those intentions, shouldn't you be all right? Technically speaking.
Well, yes. Okay? So you have your intentions. Your intentions are good, right? But let's say that person is an emotional person and needs emotional support, but you're not there for them that way. So then, you know what I mean? Like, and that's something that they need, but you're there for them every other way. So what are you supposed to do?
Well, the other ones, again, it's time to let them go because they're not living up to your needs. You let them know who you are, what you're trying to do. They need to let you know, hey, here's my intentions. Here are the things that I need. Mm-hmm. One of the things I need is somebody who's going to support me emotionally as well. If they can't bring that to you, they can't be mad at you if you're not that person. Let me know. When I speak to you, I let you know, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm looking for. It's your turn to also say, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm looking for. And if they can't speak that up, then that's not my fault.
No, I
That's
agree.
like if you don't. That's
I
like
agree.
because there is no filter. That's like you come to the table like, yo, I'm not trying to be with nobody that don't suck dick, right? And they're like, cool. So they suck dick, but you don't eat pussy. Now they mad at you. This was your turn to be like, hey, I'm gonna need my pussy ate. You know what I'm saying? For whatever, or I want kids. I don't want kids. Like these are things you shouldn't be talking about. That's where the tensions comes in, and that's second part is what if they're not living up to your wants and needs. I mean, it goes back to something I think we've talked about many, many times is the communication. But if you communicate these things, you can't be mad at me because I'm not an emotional person when you didn't tell me you need emotional support. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, kind of to jump on that, and then we'll get Brother Hess on it. So at least for the dating scene, because I'm engaged but not married yet. But every relationship that I at least, whether pursued to something else or is just like the early stage, it was really just trying to get to know the person. Not really even trying to build a foundation, but just seeing if this person's even compatible with me. I think a lot of people just forget about the key basics, like being friends before being in a relationship, because if we can't be friends, and that kind of goes both ways. I think men approach relationship different than women, and ladies, we'll get your input on this, but at least for myself, when I'm going into it, it's like, I'm not even thinking about dating you. It's just like, yo, are you a cool person? What's your morals? What direction you're going in life? How are you benefited by me having you in my life? And then if it evolves from there, great. But I'm looking to see if this person is going to be a good friend, because if we can't even communicate if things get bad and we can't communicate, how are you going to, well, if you can communicate when things are good, how can you communicate when things are bad? So for me personally, it's just like really just seeing, like I tell people all the time, fuck the honeymoon stage. I want to know how it's going to be when shit hit the fan. How are we going to recover? And then it comes down to your finances, your morals, your ways of just viewing life. Can we talk about, can you stimulate me as far as a communication is concerned? So moving forward, like I said, I'm engaged. So we're in that next phase where we're actually doing marital counseling, spiritual and actual physical counseling, because I feel like being married before, there were certain things that needed to be addressed, and each relationship is different. So going into this new relationship, as far as being engaged, there's things that I need to work on. There's things that she needs to work on. And that's what we have to figure out. Okay, are we going to move to that next phase? So it is important to do the counseling before you pursue the marriage. Marriage is not for everyone, just to clarify.
Okay.
That's what your thoughts.
All right. Run it by me again. So I could.
What is your true intentions when getting into a relationship today? What do you do when the person isn't living up to your wants and needs? I mean, I heard the stories when you met, Tammy, based off of this, you were saying you're not looking for a woman, or you're looking for a wife, or somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, I guess kind of like what I guess most people are saying, kind of what you just said like 2 minutes ago. There's a lot to factor when it comes to relationship. Most people get into relationship. Well, I could say not most people, but most good relationships that last, happens off of a friendship, like you said. Most people just naturally connect, and on a level where it's just friends, it's just cool people, and you realize that person that you're a friend with, eventually starts to date and eventually grow. That friendship now have grown into a relationship. It's something that it just organically happens. Other than that, like, after a friendship, then when you realize you're in a relationship, you start thinking about everything else. You start thinking about what this relationship is going to be like. Now is the time to kind of like lay everything out on the table. Like, what are you really looking for? What are your intentions? Because even in a friendship, you don't really show everything. You show that friendship side of you. So then after the friendship side, you got to figure out, okay, now is the relationship side. Like, is this person is someone that I'm really, trying to invest in? And, out of every investment, everybody's looking for a return, So, so now you got to figure out, okay, how, like, what do I, really want to pursue in this person? Or, what is my return on my investment going to look like? Is this a good person? Are they good spiritually, emotionally, physically? Are they a fighter? They're willing to fight when things get rough and, fight through stuff, or just willing to give up? Are you a person? Are you a quitter? So all these stuff, you got to take into consideration. So for me, when it comes to relationship, so, you got to factor all these. I want to be a friend. You got to be my friend. If I'm going to invest, you got to show me my return on investment and stuff like that. So I don't want to just go into it and, come out empty-handed.
So what if your needs, what if they're not living up to your wants or your needs? How would you handle that?
I think we discussed this a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago. I think we was talking about, like a trial period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a trial and error. If something doesn't work, you try a different way, try a different method. It's not the same method that works for everything or for everyone. So your wants and needs, might not work in a certain situation, or your expectations might be a little too high, or might be different. So try something different. You can't go into every situation with the same tactics, the same angle. You got to come from different angles, try different things. So, we all have a baseline when it comes to relationship. We all have those, a baseline that we're looking for, that these are things that we don't even have to say it. It's just natural that these things are what we're looking for in a relationship. We're looking for someone that's good-hearted, good this, good that. It's just natural. You don't have to say it. And these are the things that you look for in a woman. And if you don't see it right away, immediately, or you don't see a sign that is prompting you to that, then you eventually you start distancing yourself. It just fall off organically. You don't even have to say nothing. You just realize, like, this relationship is not going to work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because of your baseline, it's not there.
Are you the kind of person who lets the person know what your intentions are in the beginning?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends.
It depends on what?
Depends on if you're trying to, like you said, if you're trying to invest in this person, if you really think, like, for example, like, if you just meet someone, the worst thing you could do is just air out your freaking baggage and tell them, oh, this is what I'm looking for. That's the worst thing you could do, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Because you don't know what that person's, intentions are. You might just that person might be the one for you, but because you're telling them what you're looking for right off the bat, they might get turned off, like, oh, well, I don't think I'm ready for that. Even though they might be ready, but it's just something psychologically where, because somebody's telling you something, you just immediately start turning the opposite direction.
So it's more so timing. It's more of a timing.
Right.
The reason I asked that, go ahead, Geronimo.
No, you go.
Because Geronimo was talking about being emotional. I find that a lot of times guys are not the ones who will approach a woman and be like, so here's what I'm looking for. Here's my plan. So I just feel like a lot of times we're not the ones who communicate it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's, oh, I was like, what the hell is that? That's the baby. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Geronimo.
Yeah. Shit, that baby threw me off.
Me too.
Like
that's why I told you good.
I'm sorry, guys.
Nah, you good. I'm just
So,
scared of things.
so talking about expectations, I mean, sorry, wait, intentions, sorry. The thing about intentions is, so for me, I have no intentions, because it's like, uh, I don't believe in expectations either. Well, no, actually, no, that's not true. But when you're meeting somebody, um, with your intentions, your intentions are met with expectations on your part, and I think what you're sizing up is whether that person is going to meet your expectations for your intention. Now, I hope I'm making sense. I hope you guys can follow me here. Um, and I think that you choose somebody based on whether you think they will uh, your expectations based on your intention, right? So you intend to have a woman that does this or does that. You're expecting her to do this and do that, and you're feeling her out to see the type of person that she is or whatever. And let's say you make the decision like, yeah, this is what I want. Bam, bam, bam. You guys have a conversation. You end up in a relationship. But the thing about it is that your intention does not define that whole person. So that person there's certain attributes about that person you need to not have thought of it, right?
Geronimo, we can't hear you properly.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going light, brother.
There you go.
No?
It might just be the wind.
Yeah, because I didn't do anything. So you didn't hear nothing I said?
Yeah, we heard some of it. Towards the end, it started to get a little messed up.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm just saying like, so like your intention might be one thing, and that person might meet that intention, but then later on you find out certain other things that you may not like or you are fond of, right? Or that person's intention. But at the end of the day, man, I think that going to a relationship with intentions and expectations, you're already screwed.
I don't know. I feel like most of the time, dude's intention is to get some ass to begin with, and then it blossoms from there.
But a relationship, though, what? For some ass?
When you first meet a person, when you meet them, you're not meeting them like I'm about to be in a relationship. You meet this person usually trying to get some ass, and then along the way, that's when it starts to go somewhere, and you can start speaking about intentions.
Right, and that's why I took a while to answer this question, because that, to me, that's not the question, right? The question is, what's their intention when getting into a relationship?
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
That's different. And that's why it's like I have to really think about what I'm talking about, which is why it can be confusing. You know what I'm saying? So,
makes sense.
like if your intentions is because your intentions going into a relationship is basically, this is what I want my relationship to be. This is what I'm expecting from a partner. And that's the thing about expectations. It don't always get met, because no two people are exactly the same.
Correct.
So your expectations won't get met maybe the way that you want it. It may get met, but not in the fashion that you want it. And, some people are a little stubborn. If it's not met in the fashion that I want it, then it's not good enough. So, I think the less expectations you have, and the better judgment that you make, like you base a person just on general judgment, and like every relationship, like they say, it's a work in progress. You have to work on it. You're going to have to work on it. Going into it, you should know you're gonna have to work. And if you're not willing to work on it, then obviously you shouldn't be in a relationship.
I think the problem with intentions of date or relationship is that people just don't be honest with what their true goals are. Whether it's being afraid to push the person away, I just feel like, at least for myself, let me just put that. I mean, this is like obviously after a while of getting to know the person, you just like Hess said earlier, you know, you just don't lay everything down on the table. It's a process, but once you get to that crossroad, I don't think people are just honest with themselves. You know, I mean, you might have a good friend, like you might meet somebody and think that might be the person for you, but she or he might be the best friend for you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just really just being honest with yourself, because like you said earlier, you know, not everybody's for everyone, and you got to figure out where that person plays their role as far as your life is concerned when you get in or in relationship.
A lot of people choose people based on whether they think that that person is good for them. But did you ever think that you're good for that person?
Yeah.
Right? And the thing about it is, everybody thinks that they're God's gift to someone else. But if you truly read that person, and if you truly look at that person, and you're honest with yourself, you will know that I'm not the right person for that person, or I am the right person for that person. So let's do it. But a lot of the times, everybody feels, I mean, think about it. If you got a good looking girl and you and your girl is out and you give your girl a little room, some niggas that think he's better than you is going to come up and run up on her. Why? Because one, you're trying to fuck, but two, even still, if the girl is that, if she knows her well enough and he knows that that's a good girl, he thinks that he's the better man for her. But does he really know her?
Correct.
Does he know what she requires to know if he can get the wife? Whereas you, as the man that's already there, is providing it, which is why she's there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So expectations and whatever that other word is that we were using, you know.
I got you. I mean, I told my girl, you know, this is early phases, even during counseling, and I've expressed this as like, if you feel like I'm not the best person for you, I'd rather you be happy and find that person. And, you know, a lot of people will look at like, oh, you know, why would you put that negative energy out there? But that's basically letting this person know, like, just because, you know, once again, it comes down to how men view things and how women view things. And I don't look at it like, okay, just because we have X amount of years together, that's not something that just throws away. But peace and sanity is also a big factor as far as looking into a relationship. If this person doesn't give you that peace of mind or that support and back, then you have to look at, okay, is this person healthy or am I healthy for this person? Because some people can bring the worst out of you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of people don't realize, like, they'll be like, well, I got this much time. You know, just like Mr. Nofield said earlier, men want women to not change. Women want men to change. And when I say that is when they meet a person, a man's like, you know what? I like this person for who she is. Whereas a woman's like, I want him to be the man that I want him to be.
So how does that? What was it? Men meet women expecting them to stay the same. Women meet men expecting them to change.
Yeah.
I guess you could probably use the word conform to what they want. A lot
I
of
got
women will
something
say
on that
that's
real
not
quick.
true, but
In response to A1, real quick, because I think a lot of women, like, yeah, women change, but then I think women probably end up in that situation because they see the potential in the man of what he could be, and when he's not forming, I guess, to that man, that's when shit can pop, you know, gets ugly. No, maybe, I don't know.
So I agree. I agree with you. So I'm not going to disagree. But at the same time, that's where it also comes to accepting the person for who they are, not to try to change them into the person that you want them to be. So a man's not going to change for pussy. I'll just tell you the fact. He's going to want to change for himself. So a lot of women feel like, oh, I'm feeding him, I'm providing for him, I'm doing all that. That don't mean anything. If he wants to change, he'll change. You know, and if he's with the right person, he'll want to change. But if you ain't the right person, he ain't gonna change.
He ain't changing. He ain't gonna change for pussy. He'll change the pussy. He'll go to someone else.
You see what I got something for A1, you see what you just said there about being with somebody for who they are?
Yeah.
Right. That's those lines, that phrase right there is very tricky. And the reason why I say that is because yes, you can be with someone for who they are, but some people don't know who they are.
Mm.
You know, and then you also
true.
said, and then you also said something about, you know, people are gonna change when they want to change. All right, so those two kind of go hand in hand with being with someone who they are, and you know, some people are gonna change at their own time. Reason why I said because it's like this: you can be with someone for who they are, but always remember, people are going to change, and you yourself are going, you know, is going to change as well. So you have to give people room. You have to give people room to grow and to change, but also you have to encourage people to change. You have to guide. You have to guide your relationship. You can't expect it to be this is gonna be me, and that's me. You with me for who I am, and this is me. Or you gotta be like, oh well, I'm gonna change when I'm ready to change. No, you have to prompt people. You have to guide them into changing, because some people they could be they you know they could be themselves, but being themselves, they haven't realized you are going to change. You're going to grow into blossom into something else, you know, that you probably didn't even see yourself being, but all of a sudden you just decided to change, and you're changing for the person that you want to be with. Now your relationship is starting to change. It's starting to grow into a relationship that two people can now communicate and be in.
Get tell wifey's next to you.
She telling me I'm talking too loud. So
tell us hello. But
yeah,
no, you made a lot of valid points. I mean, and that goes back to investing. You know, DJ Geronimo said earlier, you know, some key statements, just like you said earlier. You have to be with the right person, because the right person is gonna. You should want to grow, but there's some people that can enhance you, if that makes sense.
Right. Yep.
Hey, I got a question. So we said, what do you do when the person isn't living up to your wants and needs? Is there a time limit on when the person's not living up to your needs? Like it's like, hey, like, you know.
For me, it is. I'll be honest with you. You know, and it's not like it's a year or two. So I'll be honest, like between 3-ish years, you know what I'm saying? Like, and there's different phases. So like Hes said earlier, you're gonna grow, and whether you're growing at the right pace or you're taking a little bit longer than the other person, the end result is to end up in the same destiny as far as the path is concerned. Yeah, I might get there in different time slots, but to know that this person is a good person to wait for versus I don't got the time to wait for that person to get there. That also depends on where you're at in your life, you know, because you can be.
My bad. Does it depend on the
Yeah.
situation and exactly what it is? Like if it's something specific, or is it the person as a whole?
I think it's, for me at least, it's dependent on the circumstances, you know. So for example, like career path, you know, let's just say that you lost your job, or you know something happened where you have to change your career, or you wind up getting into some unfortunate debt because of a medical circumstance, or you just made bad decisions. You know, I think each decision is based off of the scenario. You know, it's not just one to say like, okay, regardless of what it is, I'm going to give you 2 or 3 years. You know, like it has to be specific.
Okay.
I can dig that.
DJ Geronimo, what you got to say? One and
Nobody
done.
got nothing to say. We can rock on to some music before we get into this last topic.
Yeah. We doing a shot again? Homegirl Lou, you got your shot? You got your cup?
I got my iced tea.
I am off antibiotics.
Wait. Todd just said iced tea. What's going on here?
I'm behaving.
That's what it is now.
Listen,
I
I'll
might
tell you
need
what.
to chill for a minute.
We'll catch up on that one. But being on antibiotics for 7 days is not fun.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Cheers. DMI, you look like if you slip, we gonna see too much. I don't know what's going on. That's the
I
impression.
have on a dress.
I'm just telling you.
Relax
I'm just
yourself.
telling you. You're not the first person I've said it to, but that's just the way it looks. It looks right here. It look like
I
you
know.
might sneeze, and I'm gonna have to delete the whole video off of YouTube.
So once again, we don't own the rights to this music. It's for entertainment purposes only.
And you do
There's
not
no-
gain from this financially in any way, shape, or form.
So as our DJ decides when it's ready to play, we'll definitely add them on. But once again, this is all for just information because I feel like with today's society, people are just not honest with themselves. Let's just be honest with ourselves. I think people are more concerned with just living for the moment instead of just letting a person be able to live the best that they can. So, I mean, at least when I was in a dating stage, when I was in the early stages, I didn't give a fuck. It was like when we chilled together, we were together. When we're not together, don't ask me where I'm at, and that was because like at the end of the day, I wasn't trying to be in a relationship. But when I realized that the person was special, that's when the conversations actually started to change. It became a little bit more serious or a little bit more fine-tuned. Just be honest with yourself. Be honest with the person that you're talking to. Yeah.
I got a question for you, Mr. Waistline. How old were you when you had your first serious relationship?
I had puppy love. Puppy love was high school. I dated that in a year. When I say a year, because we both went to college and I was tired of traveling to go see her. So I was like, there's all this booty in New York. Why am I traveling to the cold state? I'm like, I might as well just stay over here. I'm just being honest. You asked me. It is what it is. I got married 21 going to 22.
Oh.
I was mature. I was mature, but I don't regret what I experienced because it was just more so that I didn't allow myself get to know myself as an individual. So I had to go through that process. It was a hard lesson to learn, but I'm a better man and still improving because now I have my fiance. And I wouldn't have met her if I wouldn't have gone through those phases in life.
Copy that. I can dig that.
So,
Boy.
DJ Geronimo is ready. We are ready when you're ready.
Like my sister says, she fed up, right? Everybody wants to go and jump in and fed. So 2021, this is what we're doing. There we go.
All right.
I want to sing in somebody's bed. Mr. No way, no time, no place better than where I live. No way, no time, better believe it. And this life is me. Oh, and when I'm not letting now homesick.
Oh, that thing got getting good one.
I want to sing in somebody's bed. Mr. No way, no time, no place better than where I live. No way, no time, better believe it. And this life is me. Oh, and when I'm not letting now homesick. Oh, this place is me. Oh, and when I'm not letting now homesick. Oh, every time that I miss a start feeling sick. Taking this like a medicine. Now I need a hit, so people tell me that party done. I go need another one. I can't deal with it because I'm homesick. Everybody back
and we go champion. Right now, we go for the bacchanal right now. Run to the bacchanal right now. Oh, everybody, I say like the night and the living dead. When the liquor go to your head, and the eye and them looking red. When we reach in the band, it's like a zombie walking. Bring the band, jump and do it on it. Look bacchanal, like a zombie walking. Bring the band, jam into a rhythm.
As soon as it gets open, I can. 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 I tired the home, I need a faith. I need a faith, I need a faith. I tired the home, I need a faith. I need a faith, I need a faith. I tired the home, I need a faith. I need As soon as it gets open, I can. 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 I tired the home, I need a faith. I need a faith, I need a faith. I tired the home, I need a faith. I need a faith, I need a faith. I tired the home, I need a faith. I need a faith, I need a faith. I tired the home, I need a faith. I need a faith, I need a faith. Open up the gates, the mass.
Là, do it, precision, do it. You might buy that skirt, right? Take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. You buy them drawers, right? Take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. You buy that wig, girl, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. You buy that bra, girl, take it off, take it off. Stepping at the dance, walking at the man, do it for the gram, flexing me now. Pop a couple grand, throw it on your bra, drop it for me now, flexing me now. Ask on your man, gather way fast, that's what you're on, flexing me now, flexing me now, flexing me now, flexing me now, flexing me now. You man buy that skirt, buy, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. You buy them drawers, buy, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. You buy that weave, girl, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. You buy that bra, girl, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. All my niggas rich. Check my neck, how it freeze. Yeah, gal, this dick. All my gal freaks. Get bands overseas. Man's blessed like I sneeze. She's so in love with me. Bad man from the West Indies.
I'm playing mass with my mass. I'm playing mass with my mass. So long I've been waiting. Lockdown done, so let me pass. I come in on every bumper pass. DJs let the music last. I hope this lockdown is the last. Playing mass with me mass. Playing mass with me mass. Welcome back to Carnival. Cess, shut up Johnny Walker, now you get low. Cess, shut up White Walker, now you get low. Cess, shut up Punch, now you get low. Cess, shut up NSC, now you get low. Cess, shut up White Walker, now you get low. Cess, shut up NSC, now you get low. Cess, borders, open up again. Oh yeah, thank the Father, Alex the city today. Foreigners, come they take it away. Oh yeah, when last you feeling need to come party hard. This is Carnival. Party way, party way. So drink till I drink till I drunk, drink till I drink till I drunk. Party way, party way. So drink till I drink till I drunk.
I whining on, I jamming on, I flexing on, I whining on. Friend them, your sister, your veteran, your partner, your neighbor, the one from work who hate me, my ex-man, the next one, your ex-girl, the best one. See, I don't care at all, I go in and whine on all. Like you a celebrity.
Yo, listen to the lyrics of this song right here. So, if you know you have that kind of woman, all your men behave, all yourself, don't go jamming up on people, woman, out on Carnival Day, boy. Listen.
Come out to wine and see you. Don't cut style anytime you want to play, you leaving me. I whining on, I jamming on, I flexing on.
If you can't handle that, Tabanka, build.
celebrity. I watching that. You feel you is Marshall or something. No, no. Don't feel you the boss of me. Why I go just do my thing and teach you a lesson. We come in this bed together. I come here to have a time. But you just want to run like you feel a blind. Oh, oh, boy, I can't take no more. Yes, that's a whining war. So since you leave and gone, I'm going and whine on all. Your best friend, your friend them, your sister, your veteran, your partner, your neighbor, the one from work who hate me. My ex-man, the next one, your ex-girl, the best one. See, I don't care at all. I go in and whine on all. Time to whine, real whine. Time to whine, real whine. Whine it up, say, whine it up, whine it up, say. Since you leave and gone, I go in and whine on all. You feel you the man in here, I watching that. You feel you the man at the end, no sir. Like you want a gallery, and you just forget about me. Oh no, we come in this bed together. I come here to have a time, but you just want to run like you feel a blind. Oh oh, boy, I can't take no more. Yes, that's a whining war. So since you leave and gone, I'm going and whine on more. Your best friend, your friend them, your sister, your veteran, your partner, your neighbor, the one from work who hate me. My ex-man, the next one, your ex-girl, the best one. See, I don't care.
I hope you're ready, girl. You start on this bacchanal. No time to get physical. We have plenty room yet to play. Only good vibe, good that day. Everything that you need is come and meet your new family. We could party. We like this a party. This whole day, every day. We live to party. We live, we party. Life is a party. This is party central. Take back on us, baby. We don't expect you to understand me. It's a vibe. This is the life. It's a vibe. All that we got is where you come from, Miss Lady. You're whining crazy. I see you in real woman, but your bumper amaze me. I hope you're ready, girl. You start on this bacchanal. No time to get physical. Jamming the party central. We have bottles and bottles to last all day. We have plenty room yet to play. Only good vibe, good that day. Everything that you need is there. Come and meet your new family. Tell we out to party. We could party. We like this a party. This whole day, every day. We love to party. We love with party. Life is a party. This is party central. Take back on us, baby. Take wine in you. Take jam in us, baby. Take back on us, baby. Take wine in you. Take jam in us. You know that I never resist, I ain't free, I did. You know that I never resist, I ain't snooze, I did. I'm not the love of your life, but you contagious. I love in the way that you whine, girl, dance dangerously. The way you whine pon me, you make me daydream. The way you make me feel higher than cocaine. Your hand in the air, yeah, you don't look like a cat, yeah. Take the wine up the air, yeah, girl. Everybody drunk, all over the place. We're singing the man happen, so don't go run, tell your man what happen. Everybody drunk, all over the place. We're singing the man happen, so don't go run, tell your man what happen. And now I'm up for me, ride up for me, bend down for me, yeah, cock up for me, ride up for me, bend down for me, abnormal. Times are changing, this is a different day. I know waiting, let me embrace the change. Now we betting harder than everybody. So when last I went to a private party, I'm partying right home. Give me the passcode, affecting on my phone. Oh, Instagram live mode, I in the right zone. It don't matter where we are. Let me start. Living room is my playground. I watch it turn to this stadium. I'm petting out with the day ones, and we don't fret when the rain comes. My living room is my playground. I watch it turn to this stadium. We mash up like when the day comes, and we don't fret when the rain comes. This is our private party. Private party. This is our private party. Everybody jump down on the ground, on the ground, on the pillows. Come down on the ground, on the ground, massing the pillows.
Leave it, you steamy. Anyway, that you see where you steamy, yeah, we do anything steamy. Steamy, yeah, we keeping the vibe steamy. Tell them, anywhere we touch, it's steam. Any girl we touch, it's steam. It's any time, it's any place. So we doing it steamy, anyway, that you see where you steamy. Oh, we doing it 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 steamy.
Yeah, man. I don't know one time. What's for you is for you. What's for me is for me. You know what I'm saying? I separate out cause I fresh. Yes, I like that. I so blessed. Yes, I like that. I separate out cause I'm ready to burn. Yeah. You ready to burn? Yeah. You ready to burn? Yeah.
Tell them that I'm starting me on the bottom. I'm making me on the banana. Bombas. Yeah. Can't stop the breath. Tell them that I'm starting me on the bottom. I'm making me on the banana. I wait for somebody gather. They can't stop me in the dark. I go jump in the house. Time on the table, wine on the couch. Send in the coach and time in the road. That's what we're talking about. Boom, I feel so lonely. I need about 10 gal around me. Whisper the fact that show me. Plus me feel like the government own me. Can't wait for the place get crowded. In the meantime, respect to rowdy. Watch a thing when the place get rowdy. I'm behaving coldly. I'm ready to bet. Yeah. You ready to bet? Yeah. We ready to bet. Yeah. Can't stop the bet. Yeah. Be ready to bet. Yeah. She ready to bet. Yeah. We ready to bet. Yeah. Can't stop the bet.
Yeah. Who's that? We ready to get in the jam. Miss the feeling of my wristband. Lord, tell me team warm up. What's up, we touch it, go be mass. What's up, we touch it, go be mass. Me and the friend them hugging up. Throw some powder, we hug it up. Old school, bring a rod and turn it up. Bring a bottle and a glass, so we knock it up. Right now we chillin', right now we cool, and we discipline like we in school. Right now we just holding it down. They tell we sit down, so we sit down. But hold on, you see that first sweat? You see that first sweat? You see that first sweat? Hey. And I don't mean to say anything, but I know this tune will not anything. Say what I want, can't buy anything, and we still behaving. But hold on, you see that first sweat? You see that first sweat? You see that first sweat? The first sweat we touch, it go be mass. First sweat we touch, it go be mass. Me and the friend them hugging up. Throw some powder and we hug it up. Old school bring a
will vibes on the ends. And when you see me rocking by myself, tell them it's so fast, pretend it's what me tell them. And when you see the liquor in me head, me live my life like it's no problem. And anybody want fight with me, tell them we only love for them. That's why I will never ever change. I'm a time blessed everywhere I go. I'm a time blessed, never ever change. I'm a time blessed everywhere I go. I'm a time blessed. On your come, they say no I go bring my friends and you could bring your friends and with friends we don't like together. Just decide who wants we like living. This is alright, right here in the back. Yeah, jam. We go tiggy licky, tiggy licky, tiggy licky. It's right, right, and you get your lion right here in the back. Yeah, jam. Come on, when the lights grab a box and then start mixing. You have things to talk about. Give them things to say, give them things to talk about, and add some spice to your name. Yeah, drop that thing to the ground. Yeah, move it back down, you say. Put the finger, drop that thing like a darling, no matter with the nice thing again. Yeah, give them things to talk about, give them things to say. Give them things to talk about and add some spice to your name. Yeah, drop that thing to the ground. Don't boogie madam when they say, pull me finger, drop that thing like a bomb. Explosive, yeah, just rap on the thing and drop that thing to the ground. Don't boogie madam when they say, pull me finger, drop that thing like a secret. Explosive, I just can't believe it. The way you sweet like chocolate from skin, yeah. Woman, I see the way how you drive and flow from skin, yeah. Tell me the secret to the sweetness down there from skin, yeah. Tell me the secret to your success is cast like the sun, your smile it glowing, like water your waistline flowing, like the breeze of beauty blowing me away. Just like the sun, your smile it glowing, like water your waistline flowing, like the breeze of beauty blowing me away. But you're a chocolate goddess, exquisite and flawless. Look how your garden comments, endless comments. As you step in the place, you eclipse everything else. All of the woman on a shelf, and a little of them just can't catch themselves down.
Again, all of my property, all of my money, it not mean anything if I don't have you. Cause you are my everything, and I don't do anything but put that on everything, on you. If I give you all my love, and would you treasure? Would you cherish it and never let me go? Cause you're not gonna find someone to love you better. If I want to never certain, I want to. You make I go love you, make I go love you, tender. Make I go love you, make I go love you, tender, oh, tender, my love.
Call the Uber.
Uber everywhere. Say the Uber everywhere. Uber everywhere. Say the Uber everywhere. Uber everywhere. Call the number. Tell me come over when you need an over. You pull up, pull on. What's your location? Send me that location. WhatsApp that location. Come to your location. Call the Uber. Call the Uber now. I am coming to ya. Coming to ya now. Call the Uber. Call the Uber now. I am coming to ya. Coming to ya now.
Geronimo, you really get on this time around here for real. That motto, that Uber now, anything then Harry.
Yo, man, that
Be
beat
hot.
was tough. I was like, oh,
That's that 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yo, that beat is sick.
that Uber beat.
Yo,
Can't fuck with it, bro.
Whew.
I love it.
But
It got me-
Julian's promo sent it to me one day, and they sent every tune in the rhythm. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be a problem.
Yeah, that's a hot rhythm, bro.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
and the Durham rhythm with
Yep.
Adamo and Skinny Banta. I mean Skinny Fabulous
Mhm.
and what's her name? I can't remember her name right now. But dude,
Got that rhythm. That
2021 nice right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Listen,
That's just a sample. We need to start get into it yet.
they got a lot of making up to do for this year. All I gotta say, because last year was no tunes coming out. So with that being said, I already got the topic already posted. So you let me know when you're ready, brother.
I don't see it up there, but
You ready when you are, man. Let's do it.
I got it in the group chat.
so the question is real simple. If they cheat with you, will they cheat on you?
Hmm.
So I guess the question is actually, I want to see if I can get Sylvia to speak on this. I think that's perfect. Sylvia, any chance I can get you to talk on this one? Oh, might be sleeping.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Hey.
There she is.
What's going on, Missy?
Hi, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Caught you off guard.
What? Ask the question again.
If they cheat with you, will they cheat on you?
Not necessarily. No.
Okay,
I
give
don't
us.
think so. It depends on. Oh God. It depends.
It depends on what.
Commitment and connection, I guess, and the trust that you have. But I don't think so. I think it
Nah.
comes down to trust.
I think that's a lot of trust issues right there. But go ahead. Have you been in a situation like that before?
Like that? Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
okay. Are you still with that person?
No.
Okay. So what happened?
Fucked up question.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, she got stuck. Do I tell on him or not?
So what happened?
Um.
Don't be shy now.
I would say, I don't know. There was no connection.
So did he cheat on you or did you cheat on him?
Oh, no, I don't cheat. He cheated on me. I was married for 13 years, so.
Okay. So did you meet him in a relationship or did he meet you in a relationship?
No.
She got her back against the ropes right now.
Listen, this is third round right now. The gloves is on.
No, this person has been in multiple relationships. But Yeah, you can say, you can say,
Why you laughing? She's laughing.
you can say it was both ways at some point.
Okay.
Both ways. I
Well,
cheated
Sylvia,
on
why
someone.
don't you should show your face. I'd like to see this giggle.
Yeah, she is laughing hard body tonight. That is
No, he was in a relationship, and I was at some point with a relationship.
okay.
I went out with this person for like 2-3 weeks, and he was also in a relationship. But I mean, yeah,
So you did cheat then.
once.
But you just said you did. You just said. Oh,
But I don't call 2-3 weeks a relationship though. I was just
I agree.
dating, seeing somebody, seeing.
That was that one time in band camp.
No. So I mean,
so
go ahead,
go ahead,
brother.
brother.
No, go ahead.
Now I was gonna say so okay, so the person was in a relationship and cheated in their relationship with you, and then you ended up dating the person and you're not worried about them cheating?
I would say the person was in multiple relationships.
Well, regardless of whether they're in multiple relationships, at the end of the day, they were in a relationship with multiple people, right?
Not at the same time, but yeah, like he dated somebody, then he broke up, then he dated another person, but I was always in the picture. I never went anywhere.
That's still cheating. I'm confused. This is very confusing. So you was a side piece.
Not necessarily. They never knew about me, but I was always in the picture. I think
That means that's called a side piece.
no, not necessarily. I don't agree. It was complicated.
I need help on this one.
So I get it. I totally get it.
Please explain to me. I'm confused.
Right. So, you're probably considering the sex part of it, right? And relationships can be quite difficult. The best way I could explain it is that she met somebody that, did you meet him in a relationship already? Sylvia?
Actually, he wasn't in a relationship
He was not in a relationship.
when I met him. Then he
Okay.
got into a relationship, and then
But he was
got
uh
into another one.
but he was on his way into a relationship when you met him. But when you met him,
No.
okay.
So he was single when you met him.
Yes,
Okay.
Full blown.
full blown.
Okay.
Okay.
And he got into a relationship while he was talking to you, but you guys weren't talking relationship, right?
No, he made it very clear that he didn't want a relationship.
Okay.
But then he got into another relationship, but he never really left me.
So he just didn't want a relationship with you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then he got out of that relationship and into another one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
But
this
we
is
never
I
stopped. But we never stopped.
This
I
is
don't
no.
know if I want to continue this.
That's why I said I needed help.
Like,
This is a
You
no
should.
judge.
Go ahead.
This is a no
She's been
judge zone.
quiet all night. It's her turn.
yeah.
I'm
No,
just.
so because that's that's the thing with women, right? Like women when they find the man that they want, that's him, right?
Regardless of what
And
he doing.
yeah, like regardless, and it's not so necessarily the same with men. For some men it is, but majority of us that's not the case. We ain't trying
Hell
to hear
to the
that shit.
mofo no. But go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? And you could call it a double standard. You could call it what you want. That's
It is
just
double standards.
that's just what it is. You know what I mean? And women are more true to themselves. When they find what they want, that's what they want, and they're not stopping until they get it. You know what I mean? If that's what they truly want, do what you want. They want you. They ain't going nowhere. I mean, but everything has its limits, right? So yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Um, as far as your situation, I can't explain any more than that, other than I get it. You know what I mean? Um, so, if you have anything else, Sylvia, to say, go ahead and say it because I don't want to take up your time.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah.
First of all, it's not called a side piece. It's a relationship assistant.
Yo, no comment. I'm clocking out.
No, I mean, if the saying, if they cheat with you, will they cheat on you? Sometimes people will cheat and end up in, we've seen that before. I think we've talked about it, where the person cheated and ended up in like a long-term relationship. It's like they ended up cheating with the person they were supposed to be with. So I think it's possible, but if you cheat with me, there's always, you always got to keep it in the back of your mind. Like, I wonder, will she cheat on me?
Well, that depends on the person, right?
Right.
And your judgment of that person.
True. That's a very
because there's a lot of factors that come into play when it comes to that. And I think that if you dealing with a genuinely honest person and you know this person, like, you know what I'm saying, they've proven themselves to you, but it's just that the current situation is not for them, you know what I mean. They might still be there for whatever reason, whether it be convenience, comfortability, what have you, but you come along and you provide a level of security, stability, and you know what I mean, everything that they're looking for.
That void, in other words.
Yeah. So if they date you short time while they're in a relationship, they date you short term, you know what I mean, just to make sure that shit is right. You call it what it is. You call it cheating. Call it what you want. But at the end of the day, you on the other end, you looking at that person, and you know that you may know like that's not a normal thing for them. You know what I mean? That
Out of
might
the
be
norm. Out of the norm.
yeah, it might be outside of their nature, but you come and you break that barrier. So things are a little different as far as you're concerned. So if you do get into a relationship with that person, I don't think you really have anything to worry about.
I think you got to take it at face value. That's just my thoughts. I have a family member, very interesting. So they met this person. They were legally married. Now, whether they were still married, like fully engaged with their significant other, I don't know. I don't know the whole story. But they wound up getting together. They were together for some years. I want to say like 8+ years. And then she wound up doing the same thing she did to her ex-husband to him. So, I mean, they always say a woman's already checked out of a relationship, a couple years before the actual relationship actually ends.
Oh, yeah.
So whether that's something that, is it healthy just to say, yo, I'm done with this relationship and get out and then heal and then get in a new relationship? Who knows? Everybody's different. But for me, at least, I mean, I feel like if you could cheat with me with someone else, you could cheat on me. Like, I'm not invincible. At the end of the day, if I slip up in an area, just because I slipped up in an area that might cause a rocky road, are you going to just walk out or fill that void elsewhere? So I would be mindful of that.
Man, I'm going to tell you, I think that I am conceited in this way where I don't feel like whatever somebody else did or someone else affects me. I feel like I am my whole self. I'm an experience of my own. I feel like I'm not worried about what the next person or any of that is going on, because I mean, if you're going to leave, you're going to leave. I don't think it has nothing to do with me. If you're going to cheat, you're going to cheat.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just like a person that's trying to be controlling. They'd be like, oh, I don't want to go, the person go do this or go do that, checking the person's cell phone or, looking at, social media. Or, I mean, we watch, it's interesting because my girl's into watching Divorce Court. And it's amazing how many times people actually go through their significant other's cell phone or their social media. Listen, if you got that much free time to be doing that, you don't need to be with that person. Like, that's way too much energy. Like, I have access to my girl's phone. I've only touched her phone twice in my life of being with her. One, because the damn alarm was going off and I was driving me crazy. And then 2, she needed me to call somebody. But to touch her phone, like, nah, I'm good. Like, it's not even like, it's not that I don't trust her, but I don't need to be in her space. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that space that I got to give her to be able to feel comfortable. But I don't know. There's a lot of fuck boys out there. Got
Yeah,
DJ.
I'd like to bring up a situation on this topic.
Of course.
So, and I think I brought it up before. And my thing is, in a world this big with the amount of people that's in it, you know, what are the odds that you found the best person for you? You know what I'm saying?
I think we did talk about that because every state, every country might have a best person for you, as whether you run into them.
Yeah, yeah. But so the thing about it is, yeah, every state may have somebody that's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to the best person, the person that will understand you completely without you having to explain, they could be anywhere on this planet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times people get you, but do they truly get you to the point where you don't have to explain yourself? That is something that people don't understand. Like, the world is so big that you can, let's say you're in the military
Mm-hmm.
and you're married and you travel across the world, right? And you see things differently to your wife, but you guys make it work. You guys compromise. You guys this, you guys that.
Mm-hmm.
But you travel across the world. You go to Germany, you go to Japan, you go to fucking wherever,
Mm-hmm.
and you meet somebody where it's almost like you're talking to yourself.
Mm.
You don't have to explain nothing. They completely understand. No matter what you explain to your wife, she has her ideals. She has, you know, her way of thinking. And you guys have to compromise. Where you find somebody, you're on a cruise and you just, you know, in general talking, you meet somebody where you don't have to explain nothing. They understand everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think that comes down to like, so, I mean, I can't say for everyone, but I kind of get where you're coming from. That's like, you're talking to the person and you don't feel like you have to hold back anything. You can just say whatever you want to say and that you're not going to be judged. We did get a comment in the chat says, what does best mean? Best given the choices you have, ? What do you guys thought pertaining to that?
What does best mean? I mean, best means what's best for me in particular.
Okay.
The best everybody, in my opinion, is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my best might be a person, you know, who's very simple about the way they move. You know what I'm saying? My best might be somebody who's also a vegetarian or who's growing locks. I mean, you just never know what it could be. I'm just giving examples of things that could be, but it's best. It's what's suited for me. It's like buying a suit. You can go buy a generic suit in the store, but it may not fit you like one that's tailored to you.
Mm.
So what's tailored to you is going to be right just for you, because you can't go put on my suit. It's going to be, first of all, it'll probably be too short because you got me by some inches height wise, but then it might be a little too big for you because I'm wide. I got you wide sideways. So that suit will be tailor fitted for me, and I think that's where best comes in, is what's best for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
well,
in my opinion, I think best is it varies.
Yeah, I think to help you, it would be better said that best is the best at the time, because the caveat to it is that people are constantly evolving.
Facts.
And as you change, the person that you look at right now that you think suits you perfectly will not suit you in the next 5 or 10 years. That'll be someone else's position, which leads to the point that I make constantly. we are not made for each other. It is not natural for us to be monogamous, right? But that's a whole nother show. But in retrospect, because we are not monogamous, that is why you will always find a better person. Because as you grow, you change. And that person that you with is accustomed to who you are now and adjusted to who you are now. But then when you change, will they change with you? Will they understand your change? Will they accept your change?
Yeah, I
And
mean
that
that's
is a part of life where we compromise.
that's a very true statement. I think they say a person changes between every 3 to 5 years as far as growth is concerned, whether it's positive or negative. I think Miss Sweeney said earlier, they went through different phases as far as their marriage is concerned or relationship, whether they're married or just the dating phase. And I think that if you're willing to grow with this person, it's all about compromise, at the end of the day. So there's some people that'll be like, you know what, it was fun while it lasted. I was messing. I mean, you get some people that'll be like, oh, he or she's in a relationship. I'd rather just mess around with this person and not take it serious, because at the end of the day, I know that, there's no strings attached. And then you get those who are dealing with someone that's in a relationship and they be like, well, the other person is obviously not doing what they need to do to keep this person at home. So I think I'm a better suit or better fit for this person, and realize they might not be the best person. They just was the best person for that person at the time when they were going through that period in their relationship.
Yeah. So Geronimo, it sounds like. So are you saying that we're really not supposed to be with one person ever? Like it's not possible to find one right person if we're constantly changing? Or is it that you're saying that you need to find the person who will change at the same pace?
I do think that at a certain age, you find someone that you could live out the rest of your days with. Yes.
Okay.
And for very superficial reasons, because you're not attractive to the opposite sex anymore. That's really basically it, because the first impression is that physical attraction, right? And you go from there. Personality wise, though, you can in your older ages, you can still attract a person by personality, because you can come across people that are of the same age and you guys click. But at that age, though, you are most likely fully invested with someone that you're not going to divest for someone else.
So when you say at that age, what age is that?
I mean, that could be any age, retirement age, 60, 65, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But whatever age it is that you no longer can attract the opposite sex by mere looks.
I got you. So almost like you got to settle for what you can get.
You don't have to settle for shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, personality plays a part as well.
Okay.
Right? Because at your age, you may not be the young spring chicken, but you know what? The person that you looking to date, they ain't no young spring chicken either. So
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So then it boils down to personality.
I got you. That's interesting.
Okay.
Definitely interesting. I mean, I know both sides of the fence. I know people that actually were dealing with someone that while they were in a relationship and it worked out well. I met people, or I know people that was in a relationship and they dealt with someone and it just dissolved. And I know people that was in a relationship, got with somebody, and it was like a nightmare. They actually went from a good situation to a worse situation. So I think there's that always saying, the grass is not always green on the other side. And I think that that's case by case.
Yeah, I can dig that. No, that's like I don't know. Me personally, don't know. Well, no, I do know I got cheated on once. They don't know. I know. I do know I do know about that. You know what I'm saying? But usually, I've always been the I guess you call it the side piece. So I've never, that I know of. I've been the side piece more times. So that means these people are cheating.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
I mean, I know somebody who cheated, and the boyfriend found out, and to fix it, he proposed so they can get married.
Yeah, like that works.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, don't ever call me, or don't ever call me again. Like, you need to. This man is serious. Go over there. Now, if y'all done, that's different. But go over there because that man, like Jerome was saying, like he found that his best person for at least right now, I guess, or what he thinks is his best.
Well, DJ Geronimo said earlier, just because that person might be best for you, but are you best for them?
Yeah, that's usually where the issue comes in.
Yeah. And I think that, I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's a touchy situation because it really depends on the person's maturity level, like DJ Geronimo said. That's really what comes down to.
I mean, at the end of the day, right? When you look at so, if you was to really be able to verify the amount of cheating that goes on to the amount of honest relationships that there are, there's no way you can possibly believe that cheating is not normal. Cheating is not natural. Like it is a harder effort to stay in a monogamous relationship than it is to just cheat.
To be honest with you,
I think that if it came natural, there would be more monogamous relationships without cheating.
But I think that you. Sorry, go ahead, brother.
No, you're fine. I was putting the spotlight on you. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. I think that's why they call it cheating. There's a lot of things they do it like that to make it seem like it's a horrible thing, but in a lot of cultures, and Geronimo, like you said, even in our culture, where people are doing it and calling it cheating, but in a lot of cultures, it's not considered cheating.
Right. So, and I just want to clear this up because I know, just in case people are like, how the hell is he in a monogamous relationship and he's talking about he don't believe in monogamy? The thing about it is that because this is the society that we live in, society has created this to where it's the norm, right? And if you want to go out and fuck everybody, then by all means be single. But if you do choose to get into a relationship, by today's society standards, you need to stick to that person, where that means that the person that you choose, you need to be a lot more conscious of who you choose.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You plan to stay with them.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, it kind of goes back along the lines you had mentioned something earlier. When it came to relationship and choosing someone that, a lot of people, when they look at a relationship, they look at somebody that's like their mother or their father. Doesn't mean that the person's a great person, but at the end of the day, I mean, that whole point, I think, I'm gonna be honest. If a woman cheated on a man, most men couldn't handle that. So dealing with the monogamous relationship and having not just staying with that one person, men couldn't handle that. Let's be honest with ourselves.
I'll tell you this. I don't agree with that completely. When I was younger, I couldn't have, like right now. My mind frame has changed. Doing this show has changed it. Talking to Geronimo about a few things, a lot that's changed. Like right now, if a person cheats, not handle it. What do you mean? Like that's
when I say handle it, you've gone through life experience, so you're now able to deal with it. But if you hadn't gone through those life experience, not saying that you couldn't, but it's a mental breakdown. Like obviously I wasn't doing something, I might have not been the man, whatever it might have been, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I went through a divorce, and it was after a point when we were going through our divorce, and I found out indirectly that she was cheating on the relationship, but she did me a favor. She wound up getting pregnant by another man, wasn't my kid, and shit, it was easier for me to get my divorce quicker. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason. So was that, brother?
That's rough as fuck.
Hell no. It really wasn't. I mean, it was rough. Yes. I'm not going to say it wasn't. But at the end, it was a very lesson well learned. You know what I'm saying? And, at the end of the day, sometimes things happen that we just don't understand why. But, everything happens for a reason. So if you think that you're dating somebody or you're cheating with someone and that it can't happen to you, if you with the right person, it can possibly not happen, but there's always that possibility.
Well, now that's childish.
Which one?
You sit there and believe it can't happen to you, you're already being childish.
But
it can't happen to anybody.
There's a lot of people that do, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Good luck to them with that bullshit.
Yeah.
What I like is the motherfuckers that want to tell me that, oh, my parents has been in a relationship for 50, 60 years. So, yeah, okay. Them and who else?
Actually, we know quite a few people that have been in a relationship that long. But,
Yeah. How many have come and gone during that relationship? You know what I'm saying? Whether you know about it or not.
I mean, we all got that one cousin that don't look like they belong in the family, but you know how that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, man. To each his own. Everybody do what they gotta do. I don't hold nothing against nobody, bro. Do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to fuck the whole world, I ain't holding that against you, bro. Go right ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you?
Just be
It is
safe.
what it is.
Put the condoms on.
You ain't even gotta be safe, bro. You wanna fuck everybody raw? Fuck everybody raw. Bro, that's not I can't tell you what to do. I believe in true freedom, and freedom is nobody telling you what the fuck to do with yourself. Do whatever the fuck you want.
You don't even know it, bro. You an anarchist like me.
I told you, I'm fucking borderline, like sure.
I can't lie, I am too. I've been looking into it for quite some time, and yeah.
I don't like nobody telling me what to do, and therefore I'm not telling nobody what they should do. You know?
I can't.
Nor am I judging you for it.
Yeah.
Telling me what to do is the quickest way for things to go the wrong way fast.
I mean, agree. It's almost like they're gonna tell you this, you're gonna naturally do the opposite. That's the nature of the beast.
I automatically start with who the fuck are you talking to? Yeah, that's why even some of the things like it's difficult for me to live in a society where I have to be told what to do. That's tough. From the police to work to the wrong relationship. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, keep in mind though, some people do need guidance. Some people do need to be told what to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, society just went in that direction because they figured people need guidance, but also they figured people need leadership, and in leadership you have control, and some people are control freaks.
That's very true. That's very true. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said earlier, do you have fun with everything going on with coronavirus shit? You don't even know if you're gonna live for tomorrow. So, I'm not saying go out with a bang, but be safe. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, cool. I think we've covered it.
Somehow I feel like most of the people in here are sleeping.
Me too. I know Andre's awake.
Yeah, he just can't come
I
on
know
live.
Syl's awake, and I know Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, he's awake.
Yeah.
Because he actually made a comment. I think he's probably saving people's lives right now.
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
said it rough like fuck me, son. You talking about when a woman cheat on you?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that should be heavy. But I mean, not now. It used to be. Not now. You can cheat if you want. I don't give a fuck.
I feel like if you cheat on me, you did me a favor.
You know what's the fucked up part about all that? It's like, a lot of the times, like, being a man if a woman cheats on you, it's most likely you gave her a reason to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's the case all the time.
Yeah, I get you.
Sometimes
It's
it's not. So in my case and in my perspective, I'm like, I could understand. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I'd cheat on me too.
And you know what? Sometimes as men, let's be honest with ourselves, and unless you're really in tune with your woman, there's a lot of stuff women say that we just don't listen, or we just on two different communication levels.
Or don't even start me on that. Like,
we talk two different languages. So
you get to that. Now we start talking about wavelengths and yeah.
we're gonna do that off of YouTube Live. So if you guys aren't listening in, definitely want you to listen into next time. But before we tune out, we definitely want you to hit the like button and subscribe if you like what you see. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We definitely want to say thank you for everybody tuning in. For those who've been impacted, whether directly, indirectly with COVID, we definitely want to say we give our prayers to you and your family. Swift healing. Those who lost loved ones, our hearts go out to you. If you haven't already known, Junction is back in operation. So Saturdays, definitely check them out from 10 to whenever. You already know how that goes.
Yep.
and if you out there on YouTube right now and you're looking at this video, or you see it in the future, you're not looking right now, but you check it out later on, man. Facebook, Instagram, we put up the links to this chat, to this Zoom. And if you really want to put your comment in, you could come in. You ain't got to show your face. You could come in. You could drop your comment. You could get out. You know what I'm saying? But we appreciate even you looking on YouTube. And like I said, it's a friendly environment, no judgment zone. You come in, say what you got to say, and it'll be respected. So, holla at us, man. That's what it is.
Just like what they said, man, tell somebody they can, join the YouTube. If you do jump on the show, you can go back and watch and see what you did on the YouTube. But if you want to interact with us, you don't have to show your face. Don't even have to speak. You can type it in the comments, chat with us. We don't bite when the lights is on. But but we do appreciate everybody joining. But just, you don't feel like, a lot of people tell me, well, I didn't want my face to be shown. If you're watching, you can see that a lot of people's face is not showing. So, and this way we get a chance to kind of hear you. And then, we do have a bad habit of ending the show, but continuing the topic. If you want to be a part of that, just join in on the Zoom after, because, it's not on YouTube, nothing like that, and again, you don't have to show your face. You can just talk. So besides that, y'all know how it is, man. Everybody can piss on the floor. If you want to impress us, you got to shit on the ceiling. Have a good night, and we'll see y'all next week.